favorite. This one's called the Pulse Mode, and as the name implies,
Hello, everybody.
it basically has this pulsating effect. And I like this one because it really makes the character feel like he's coming to life.
Yeah, seems like Pulse is a strong theme this weekend,
so,
What oh my goodness, so many puns.
Yeah, so speaking of the scientist, though, I really love the packaging that he comes in because he stands out a little bit from our other line, from the rest of our line. He actually comes with this unique packaging that includes a fifth panel to reveal the window inside. And as you guys can see here, it's got some pretty dope graphics of the figure.
Let us know if
well
you're in the comments and
design element that we have on the front here, kind of more deco treated in.
I love the stylized artwork that we have on our packaging.
Yeah, so guys, is there anyone out there who's going to collect this Fortnite stuff?
Intimidating. It seems like it's going to be a really good, strong focal point to add to your guys' collection. Super sweet. But yeah, so like Shannon was saying earlier, this guy's available for pre-order today. Like today. So after this, you guys should like open another tab.
I think that is actually really cool, the scientist.
And pre-order
I'm not
right after this.
I'm not into Fortnite myself.
Or like right now, whatever,
whatever. I used to be though.
Thank you again for joining us on the Fortnite team. This was a blast. We hope you guys enjoyed everything that you saw. And like Jeremy said,
come on,
order the scientist now.
On.
I mean, such cool stuff there.
So guys, I'm not sure exactly.
Absolutely, and if you skip the beat, don't you worry about it. We got
I think they said they were running late anyway.
What did
we say hello in the comments if you're there.
I'm so glad you just asked.
You can talk about other stuff too.
The new gliders came flying over the Fortnite panel with 2 different models making their debut. We had Glider Llamacorn Express and Glider Downshift.
My favorite. That was my favorite for sure, because I'm actually rocking the Snake Eye skin in my Fortnite game right now. So I would like to have that in real life to match my in-game character.
This guy doesn't play Fortnite.
You got to be ordering on your phone.
Definitely not.
You got a system. And next we had our second wave of 6-inch figures with 4 new amazing models. It's the Victory Royale series coming in strong to the battle. What a team! Check those out. The 6-inch Green to Ragsy. We got the 6-inch Funk Ops,
Fortnite,
Bush Ranger, I love. That was mine.
He had tree bark legs.
I'm not going to lie, I have seen the ones.
It's so good. The attention to detail. Oh, it was so good. Metal Mouth, all available winter 2022. And our last character standing, an amazing launch, the very first electronic figure by the Fortnite
I'm here and watching.
team.
Hands
None
are
other
busy,
than the scientist,
so won't be active
part
in the
of
chat.
the 7
Forgive my
collection.
lurking.
Complete with
Connor, I don't want to know what your hands are busy doing.
And light up modes. What
I'm sure
a reveal. And the packaging.
You were painting a speeder, if I'm right.
Like you said, you're like, oh,
which looks really nice.
That's a bad guy.
Forgive my vulgarity.
Pre-order yours today. Sales for Hasbro Pulse Premium members opens at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
so and other
anyone who's been on my stream before
also
will know I usually use like Zoom, so I made the change to
fans think?
StreamYard.
I think they're really excited.
So
Let's look at some comments.
More.
All right. I love the arcade machines. Awesome diorama pieces. We need it.
The fact the arcade cabinet has blaster hooks on the back of it to be able to show that off.
Yeah, guys, go follow Fuller's Figures.
Okay.
On Instagram as well.
I'm not a Fortnite guy, but they look great.
An
Articulation,
awesome
paint apps, plastics. That's even if it's like not necessarily your brand, you can look at those and be like,
and you
these
appreciate the details
are awesome.
Of it. Yeah.
Yeah. An Elastic Bandit, Hasbro, awesome stuff. Yeah. I gotta say, I agree.
We coming with it this year. I love it.
You guys are psyched. We're psyched, and we're also moving on. Nerf fans, stand up. We'll get you up to speed on all things Nerf. If you love video games, movies, and entertainment in general,
good to see you in the chat.
The next segment is definitely for you.
So
that's
they're
facts.
doing Nerf next.
Boy, you guys
I really messed up my
not
time
ready
because
for what's coming.
I was
to
sure
celebrate
they
the
were
20th
starting
anniversary of one of the most amazing video game sagas of all times. The Nerf team collaborated with the people behind the franchise that changed the game.
So we're still a bit behind.
I'm talking about Halo. One of their most iconic blasters is coming to you as a Nerf reveal. Get ready.
And that's not all. We also have a brand panel where the Nerf team will come together to unveil and discuss the latest addition to the limited series. I mean, let's take a look.
Let's do it, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Pete
So,
from the Nerf
any
team.
Nerf
I am
fans
so
out
excited
there?
to be here. In just a few minutes, Isaiah, Justin,
Take
and
an
Mike
eye out with
from the
those
Nerf
things.
Limited team are going to reveal our next Nerf Limited blaster. But before they do, I just want to talk a little bit about the Limited segment.
I'd say though, Halo.
You know,
Nerf
we
gun
started
would be
this
cool.
segment about a year ago, and our goal was to bring to life some of the coolest and most iconic blasters and items from your favorite entertainment and video games. And we wanted to bring them to life in only a way that Nerf can. So last December, you might remember, we launched the Star Wars Mandalorian Amband Face Pulse Blaster. This blaster is incredible.
It's kind of
one of
cool.
the
Like,
largest blasters we've ever done. It's got premium deco, premium packaging, a light-up scope. The fan response to this thing was absolutely incredible. That pre-order is currently closed.
oh,
More recently, we launched the Aliens M41A Pulse Blaster.
yeah, that is absolutely class.
This thing is
I
incredible.
really like that. It's so cool.
Premium deco inspired by the power loader, insane packaging. This thing is still
A
live
proper
now
paint
on
job,
the
though,
Pulse, but not
would
for
make
much
something
longer.
of
So
that-
if you
of
want
that.
this thing, go get it now. Speaking of that, before I kick it over to the team, I just want to make sure this is clear. Nerf Limited, these blasters are only planned to be available during the pre-order windows.
I
As
think
of
there's
now, we have
a
no plans to have these
culture
premium items
caster
available
in the
through
chat.
traditional retail
Bruno,
channels.
I know you're there
So
lurking.
in other words, if you want these things, go get them now. Go get them when the pre-order is open, okay? Or you might miss out. All right, enough from me. I want to kick it over to the team. I'm so excited about this next item. Isaiah, take it away.
Thanks, Pete. So when we think about one of the most iconic video game franchises, our mind immediately goes to Halo. And if you're a Halo fan, you know that there's one blaster in particular that stands out above the rest. Before we dive into it, I'll pass it over to our friends at Halo to speak more about that.
Bruno says,
No matter
never
what
lurking,
version you're
just
playing
asking
or
for
what
a
faction
show.
you're fighting,
Yeah, Bruno, I'm
nothing
just waiting
says
for a
Halo
show because
quite like the
hopefully this
sleek
Legends panel will
alien
start soon.
design of the Needler.
I have to say
Its
that looks
ammo,
cool though. That needle.
exotic crystals mined from the Sanghelios moon of Suban. Its function, lock onto an enemy target and land enough motion tracking shards to super combine with explosive results. There's a reason why they say fear the pink mist. These things will practically follow you home. Once used primarily by the Covenant, the Needler is now also employed by banished forces, including the one standing in your way on Zeta Halo. And while we're certainly eager to wield this weapon in Halo
Yeah.
Infinite,
So
we're
guys, what did you
also
think of?
incredibly excited
Was
to
we're
get
here
our hands
waiting for
on another very
the Legends
special
stuff.
edition
What did you actually
coming from our
think
friends
of
at
GI
Nerf.
Joe
But
reveals?
We'll let them tell you more
Some
about that.
really awesome
We'll see
stuff.
you on Zeta.
Showing there was like the Cobra Bat, there was the Zartan,
I
There's
can't
Tiger
tell
Force
you how
Outback.
excited I am that we're
There
bringing the
was
Needler at the next
Python
item from
Patrol
Nerf Limited.
Viper and the Python
Now,
Patrol
although
Bat.
we won't be able to blast actual
And
crystals,
my favorites,
we will have some amazing
Spirit Iron
effects
Knife,
with the blaster. Why don't we
Classic
take
Storm
a closer
Shadow,
look
and of
at the
course,
Nerf Limited Halo Needler.
Crocmaster.
From Nerf
Brilliant.
Limited and the legendary video game franchise
You guys hear
Halo
me actually
comes the
over this.
iconic Needler Blaster. With design inspired by the one in Halo Infinite, this premium special edition blaster includes a touch sensor to light up needles, a 10-dart drum with 10 elite darts, fully motorized blasting, a Forerunner-inspired stand to showcase the display mode lighting effects, and comes in Nerf Limited premium packaging. The new Nerf Limited Halo Needler Blaster.
For all
The
you Nerf and
Needler
Halo fans, we
Blaster.
heard you loud and clear about wanting a full-size Needler Blaster. And
I don't know whether I love or hate
Justin
these
and
like
Mike to
mad
talk all about
presentation
the
things.
features.
Just
Mike, I
reminds
know
me
you're
of the
dying
ads
to
that we
reveal
saw years
something
ago
for all our
selling
fans
toys.
out there.
Check
Check
out
it
this
out.
new action figure.
What's up,
Go
Nerf and
to
Halo
your
super fans?
imagination.
I'm super excited to show you the Nerf Limited Halo Needler. I'm a huge Halo fan. I've been playing since Halo CE. And working on something like this has been a true marriage of my two favorite things.
This guy definitely
Nerf
looks like
and
a
Halo.
John
We're happy
Connor
for
or
you, Mike.
something.
Thanks.
So you guys got to work
But it looks
pretty
really
closely
good,
with
though,
the Halo
the-
team. Can you
it
tell us
doesn't
a
look
little
like
bit
a
more
Nerf
about
gun.
that experience?
Yeah, it was great working with the 343 Industries team as a big Halo fan itself. But they gave us all the 3D assets, all the in-game files to get all like the turns, the different surfacing, the cool kind of chamfered transitions and contours to
really
make this
nice.
thing almost a full one-to-one replica.
Yeah, and, you know, working with
Man
that team
bun.
and working
in the,
specifically
in
on
the
the
comments
Nerf
on the
limited
channel.
items, you know,
Never
as
trust a
huge
man
fans
bun.
of the series and the IP,
I
but
love
also as Nerf fans, we really love bringing the mechanisms and the iconic features of the IP and the items from the game to life. So one of the key things that we wanted to do on this blaster is make sure we capture the essence of that needler.
On that
you get it in your hands, straight out of the TV, right in your hands. It really feels like you're holding that Covenant weapon in your hands. So
that's some
for
chunk
this,
of
we
change.
felt that we needed a fully motorized blaster. We needed a fully motorized mechanism. We needed good capacity, and with that we have
a lot easier. I don't understand why this couldn't have gone to retail.
Awesome lighting effects and the size and scale,
the sheer
like Mike
amount
said,
of
working with
Haslabs
the Halo team,
now is mad.
we think that this thing is full-scale replica of the blaster from the game.
So you guys just briefly mentioned about the mechanism. Can you just tell us a little bit more about like what's
the
inside
daylight
the
robbery?
Absolutely, yeah. We really felt that it needed that single-hand use trigger pull, and you're blasting out.
I know
darts.
there is a lot of stretch
for all you old
goals and
Nerf
stuff,
fans,
but
we're
like
bringing back the speed swarm mechanism
I don't understand
from the old
it,
Dart
to be honest.
tagline. So
I remember
that
all
thing
these
just
things
feels
being
so
readily
natural
available
for
to
this
pick up in
Covenant
toy
alien-inspired
shops,
design,
toy shops,
and it gives us that fully motorized function to blast up those 10 darts in the rotating.
I don't see the value in it, to be honest.
Well, when you take a look, it obviously looks amazing, staying as true as we can to the sculpt and deco of the one in Halo Infinite. It has a great mechanism, like you just mentioned, making it fully motorized. But there are some pretty cool features that you haven't talked about yet.
There's a lot of figures.
You're right.
I'm going to
pre-order
tonight. So as I was saying,
development team, we're always
Bruno
super excited
earlier
to show off in development models. So we have our grayscale engineering model. As you can see,
I started
hanging out. We're working on this thing day and night to make sure it's as awesome as possible for you guys.
And then ticking off the ones I want
back in by the time we ship it to the fans.
Absolutely.
The Marvel Legends fan hasn't even happened yet, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 figures already I want.
How it functions, and then show off some of the awesome lighting features that we have. So
compared to the other retro vehicles,
we have
retail
the
prices,
mandible of the needler up front, but the shield opens up, reveals access to the dark,
yeah, some of the ones that come out in the retro series when they,
and from there you're able to
when
rotate
they're relaunched,
and load your darts in, close it back up, and you're ready for blasting.
Like the likes of the Hits tank and stuff
the big
like
moment.
that.
We
They were barely over 30
features.
quid.
We could dim the lights.
Where they're getting 190 for a plane, I don't
and with
understand
this,
it.
the awesome capacitive touch sensor, all you have to do is place your hand on the blaster.
What did I do with this thing? Oh, wow. Woo! That is really cool.
Look at that.
That'll be 400 euros, please.
That's pretty amazing, if you ask me.
All right, let's bring the lights back on.
That's pretty
Get
cool.
ready for firing
Are we sure you want the lights back on for this?
You're right, Isaiah. So with that next, with the blasting
in the
feature,
dark if it's a gun?
we have an awesome sequence that we'd love to show you. So if we can actually bring the lights back off, we're gonna showcase the firing of this.
So you're gonna make sure you want to really zoom in on the needles. This is gonna be awesome.
All right, let's bring those back on. And Mike, why don't you talk us through? Of course, I've got the glasses on to make sure we're safe with the eyewear. Why don't you talk us through the lighting effects that we worked through to make sure that this really feels like the needler from the game?
Yeah, we really wanted to make it true to game. So as you can see, when Justin was firing, all the needles kind of turn off in sequence as he's shooting the darts from back to front.
And another key feature of this blaster that we're so excited to bring you guys, this is not the final stand. Of course, just like the blaster, we're going to prototype with us, but it will have 2 modes. We'll have the on mode that you just saw, fully functioning
indoor sunglasses
blaster, fully motorized, and of course, the display stand with display mode with 2 hours of lifetime before it'll time out. And then from there, if you'd like to keep the LEDs illuminated, you just go ahead and give the touch sensor a tap and it reactivates the LEDs.
Let's hope this Marvel panel is worth it for sitting through this.
There's nothing cooler than that. So I'm really excited about this.
So, like, is there anybody there in the chat that's interested
in these? Thank you guys for
Nerf
walking us through this blaster. But again, this wouldn't be a Nerf limited item if it didn't have amazing packaging. So as you can see on the screen, the packaging for the needler captures iconic design elements from Halo Infinite, and it's going to look great on your shelf.
I was never.
This is a must-have
the first
for
Halo
all
game,
you Nerf and Halo fans.
Halo Combat Evolved on the big
this is
Xbox.
Incredible. Mike, I know you've been trying to make this thing for over 3 years, so I'm especially happy
But after that, I was never really
fans. I hope you guys love
blown
this
away
thing.
by them. I was
like
always
I said,
more
these things are going to be available for the pre-order
course,
window only. So if you love this thing, if you want this thing, if you're a Halo fan or a Nerf fan, go buy this thing now. We hope you love it. Thanks so much for having us today. And guys, as always, remember, it's Nerf or nothing.
Nerf or nothing. Wow. Yeah, they definitely have cornered that market because I've never seen any other like soft dark guns. Oculus.
Hi,
nice.
welcome to our panel for Nerf Ultimate Championship. We hope you enjoyed watching that short teaser, and we have another big update for you today. At Pulse Con, we're revealing the characters for our Season 1. So if you don't know this game and you're just finding out about it here at Pulse Con, Nerf Ultimate Championship is a competitive multiplayer game that's built exclusively for VR, and it's coming to the Oculus platform next year. So this game is going to bring all those epic Nerf battles into virtual
I don't know,
reality.
but doesn't that sound like
We are Secret Location. We're the
the purpose
studio
of
behind the
Nerf
game. We're
is to
also
shoot
part of
soft
the
darts at each
Hasbro
other
family.
and doing it in
so
VR.
it's a very special day
what's
for
the
us
point?
today. It's our first Pulse Con. My name is Claudia. I'm the marketing manager at Secret Location, and
know, it's just
let's
a
get our
cash-in on
panelists to
and
introduce
a
themselves.
VR first-person shooter like.
Hi, I'm Josh, studio director.
Hey, I'm Patrick, the art director.
Hi, I'm Marin, the community manager for the game and our moderator for today's panel.
That's right. So Marin is our moderator for the panel. You're about to see some never
So has anyone any
artwork
predictions?
And we
on
hope
what
you
we'll
enjoy
see
it.
in
Shout
the
out
Legends
to the VR community
lineup?
watching. Thanks for all your support.
MCU,
and Marin, take it away.
comic stuff.
You got it. Thank you, Claudia, for the intro. Yeah, so let's just dive right in. Secret Location, now we're part of the big Hasbro family. There's a whole lot of overlap between Nerf and VR gaming. Nerf's kind of always had this thing of active play, friendly
Someone's backing it
competition. And that aligns really well with kind of VR gaming in general. How did that factor into character design and kind of the overall vibe of the game?
So yeah, as you said, when we joined Hasbro, we're VR developers, and VR's very naturally like an active gaming platform. We thought
So it
about
looks
what
like we're
brands
going to
would
have
work well
Magic
with
the
that,
Gathering
and
as
sort of
well
Nerf fit the bill.
to come after this.
Nerf's an active brand. It's a social brand. It's competitive. And those things really align well with sort of the world of Nerf Ultimate Championship, where we're bringing together like great athletes from around the globe to train and compete in like this futuristic sport. So it just melded really well and made sense.
For sure. Well, with that, we're going to introduce our first character in that world of exceptional.
So hello everybody who has
Got
not
up on the screen here is
commented
Float.
in the chat or anything.
She is our
Feel
Korean
free to lurk.
breakdancer. Patrick,
just,
do you want to give me the
going through this
lowdown
Nerf
on
stuff.
Float for us?
I've never
All
played this
right,
game.
So
Have any of
here,
you?
introducing Kim Soo-min, hailing from Korea. She's our Queen of Dexterity. Specializing in dance and rhythm, Float's a master of tempo and agility. She's an internationally recognized superstar in the field of breakdancing. She's confident but quiet, and just kind of described as this like rising tide. She's definitely a force to be reckoned with, and loves to prove those wrong who question her athletic skills.
Nice, for sure. You kind of got that. I like that rising tide type thing mixed with this breakdancer vibe. Can you give us a little bit of insight into the character design for that? How you brought that out in her design?
Yeah, definitely. We all really love the idea of her specializing in breakdancing. Overall, the energy and the style kind of meshed perfectly with the world of Nerf Ultimate Championship. Her costume kind of pays tribute to a modernized version of the tracksuit. We wanted to keep the design kind of lo-fi and comfortable, but overall just versatile. You know, she needs to have freedom to perform, but also look stylish at the same time.
For sure, kind of versatility and comfort all in one. I like it. Next up, we've got Vault here, our French parkour legend. I'm going to throw this one to you, Josh. You want to give us the run through of Vault?
Sure. Bastien Leroux, or Vault as he's known in the Ultimate Championship. He's a French parkour legend. He's famous for being in the sport for a long time and bringing a lot of innovation to it in the future. He's the type of guy that hates the spotlight but wants to prove that he's the best. He has his socials on private, so he's a very sort of private person in that respect.
Yeah, for sure. He kind of got his dark and mysterious and a little bit broody character here, even with that face mask coming in. How did you kind of bring that personality, that attitude out in his overall look?
Yeah, he's the only character that we have in the game that has a full face covering, which calls back to his sort of the private way that he is. And it's sort of a reflection of how he's progressed to this point in his career. Like,
I'm going to be running a Culture Cast later tonight with Bruno and Tubbs, but I said I'd give you all
maybe possibly rode the line of sort of what's legal and what's not in terms of, let's say, maybe trespassing and like finding the biggest and best spots to perform his
from
stunts.
Big Bang Comics this week.
That was a big part in it, and then also like his feet, his shin guards, his knee guards, just giving him protection as he's leaping around the field as well.
Songbird,
for sure, kind of got a practical,
she is pretty awesome.
Vibe
I've been after her for a while.
Next up,
go towards finishing my Thunderbolts
next character,
and finally getting her on the sale.
Sprint.
Well,
she is our Jamaican track
We'll have a review of her in the coming
Patrick,
weeks.
Do you want to bring us up to speed?
So, yeah, very
Sprint,
happy to get Songbird.
So here we have Cedilla Backford, or as we call her, Sprint. She's a speed demon from Jamaica.
Stuff just falls all over the place.
Overall, she's like an icon for speed and strategy.
This week from Big Bang
she's
Comics,
a second-generation track
pick
star,
up the Marvel Retro Series Tigra.
On schedule, basically, to take another championship here in Nerf.
And I can check her out there. Look at that face.
Her history is kind of full of competition.
And I love the backing card there
mostly
as well.
winning.
Tigra, the Feline Fury, of course. Cat's head amulet.
She's extremely confident, but
yeah.
Overall, I would say
so that's
that
Tigra.
She's just generally restless.
And I do have one
on the
more.
Lookout for a next challenge. So finding herself here has just nested very naturally.
For sure, yeah, I like that. It kind of got this cocky vibe.
Marvel Legends, Spider-Man Retro Series, Sandman.
Do you want to talk a little bit about her kind of look and how you came to
I don't have the back
of
him or anything, but
yeah, so
he looks
really, back to
really
the track
nice.
Star, like Olympian thing.
Yeah, there will be reviews
we
coming
really
up
wanted
of
to
all of
imbue that
those.
like classic runner feel with her, so we're using that like track star spandex suit. Again, it's been modernized, just the update. I mean, we're talking about a futuristic game here. We really wanted to nail the feel of her being the Olympian, and also the ability to like defy gravity.
So
she's using some aerodynamic shapes. You know, there's some wing shapes on her. The shoes are kind of designed to have these shapes that we drew reference from like sports cars and motorcycles. So we wanted to feel like she was always ready to take flight. Overall, her body language just generally conveys the sense of her confidence and her cavalier attitude. And rightfully so. I mean, she's always been able to win and keep her edge and crush her competition at lightning speed.
For sure. I like that. You know, we got our next character up here. We have Clash, our American quarterback star.
Oh my God!
Josh, can you?
They've cancelled the Alec Baldwin Nerf gun.
Sure, Jackson Clash Carter.
I think the problem there was Connor was handing him the wrong one. They didn't handle him.
He's the quarterback. We wanted a character that would be
on a serious note, though. Wow,
or an icon for people in and outside of Nerf Ultimate Championship.
Straight away, it
he's
reminded
relentlessly
me of
positive.
Lee,
he's very personable.
How he died on the Crow
he's uber competitive,
and
but he's always a gentleman off the field.
For those people, and
not always on the
fact
field.
that Alec Baldwin
comes out, he
tweeted
wants to win,
something in 2017,
definitely off the field.
Saying, imagine what it would be like to kill someone by accident.
He's a very positive.
Which just makes
guy.
it a whole another level.
I like
weird.
that. Yeah, you get this kind of leadership vibe and relentlessly positive. I like that. How'd you bring that out? How'd you bring that kind of vibe and look into his?
Just really unfortunate. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, so
obviously
about his sporting background and how he got.
And I know we can joke about it and stuff.
Again,
but,
we looked at a lot of sort of like college football outfits, a lot of training gear. Like he's always hitting the gym, so he's
sucks badly.
So we've given him the college jacket. We've given him the shorts.
Like I have been on film sets.
The shoes. Very much
like
athleisure.
Big ones and small ones.
He
I know
nice
how this stuff can happen. People are lazy, they forget stuff.
So,
they're tired, they've
sort
worked
of look that we're going
long hours. And
For sure.
unfortunately,
like
that's what happens.
Where definitely coming through there.
when shortcuts are
and
taken
with
and
that,
stuff.
we've introduced our 4 characters, and we're going to be moving into our final 2 questions here. First up, we are going to. It's a
I know
question.
it's a terrible
come up a
tragedy.
lot
I
on
hear he's
Twitter.
devastated.
I'm going to throw this at
The
you,
poor
Patrick,
family. Yeah,
because you
yeah,
are
it's just
responsible.
horrible, man.
Those shoes.
Like,
Can you give us a little
I've seen
bit
people
of,
get
the
injured on
inspiration
set and
story
stuff.
behind them?
People lose teeth and things like that.
Yeah,
But this
I
is a
mean,
whole
shoes are just
other
such
level.
an
Like,
iconic element
sometimes
of any
these
sporting
guys,
series.
these people will have been on
For us,
set
we
for like
really aim
18 to
design
20
the shoes
hours.
to feel like they were
So you can see where human error
to our world
come in.
and our
I find it
sporting
hard.
series. So there's an
I find it
overarching
hard to
design
point the finger
here
at
to
anyone
kind of
really.
synchronize the
Like
functionality
obviously
of
there
all these
is someone
things.
at fault,
But
obviously.
also highlight
But
the individual strengths.
it's hard,
Or like
like,
sporting attributes.
it's hard to
We're
blame
picking out
anyone
different
really.
kind of elements for every character
Human error
and really emphasizing
happens
some
a
core
lot,
things that would
and
benefit them.
sometimes it leads to tragic circumstances.
Awesome.
Unfortunately,
Perfect. And our final question. This is a bit of a bigger one.
float,
Inclusivity
clash,
and a
sprint,
universal
vault.
kind of global
Could you
appeal.
get any
I've been
more
pretty-
generic with the
pretty key
names?
to the lineup thus far. Can you guys tell us a little bit about how that process looked?
What does this guy do? He floats.
Yeah.
What about this fella? He clashes. With what? We don't know, but he clashes. What about her? She sprints. From what? We don't know.
Backgrounds.
And this guy, he
So we just
vaults.
started
I
with
don't
a
know. He
bunch of,
jumps
like,
over things.
one-liners
I don't
of
know.
What could be interesting, like sporting
So,
backgrounds, like a second generation track star, an underground sporting icon. Those sort of things have interesting backstories that can be filled into them from there. And then from there, we brought in like the sort of global aspect of that as well. Where could these people be from? How does that impact their backstory
Thor.
and their personalities as well as they've gotten into Nerf Ultimate Championship? We had a lot of discussion.
Also,
and
guys, if
iteration
you are
within
in
Secret
Ireland
Location
or some
itself,
part of the UK,
with
also
the development team.
don't forget you can
And then
pre-order all
also
your
Hasbro at
wants
large
and
as
needs
well,
from Big
gathering,
Bang
like,
Comics.
a wider range of feedback,
.ie, probably
just
the
to make
best
sure
comic
that
book store
the
in
ideas that
Ireland
we
for
were putting
definite,
forward that we
and
thought
one of the best
were
in
good,
the UK as well. Well,
were resonating
not
with
part
people,
of the
and
UK. Let's
perhaps
get that
sometimes,
straight. One of the
perhaps
best in
just
Ireland
double-checking
and
as
the
well
UK.
that we weren't
Big
offside with
Bang
some sort of
Comics,
assumptions
and I
that
always
we
get
had.
my stuff from
Just
there.
trying to bring
Always
a lot
arrives
of,
within
like,
a day or two.
a lot of different
and they are
voices to it, so that
absolutely
we had this
fantastic to
cast
deal with.
of characters that people could
And such nice
see
guys
themselves
also.
in.
I'm not shilling. I generally mean this. I don't shill for
To
anyone.
add to that, too,
Really,
I
I've never been
suppose
asked.
one of the reasons,
Anyway,
inclusivity was so important to us is because the brand is so
I
universally
was
appealing and even
affiliate
multi-generational, right?
for
So
Zavi for
it
a
was
point,
important
but
that all of us saw ourselves
it's just
represented in the
pointless.
game, and
Pointless.
it was really a rewarding
So
experience.
yeah,
to be
put
able
your
to
link
not only
here.
count
Do
on
that.
the Diversity and
No
Inclusion
thanks.
Council at
I've had enough
Hasbro,
of
but
that.
be able to, have these
But yeah, I'm not a
conversations as a
shilly
team
person.
and be able to be honest
And I will
about
give
how
props
we
where good
felt,
props are
me as
deserved.
a woman, how I felt looking at these characters. And I remember giving some notes on a few of the characters, and it was really, really cool. And we hope that, we had fun making the characters, and we hope that all of you, have fun playing with this diverse cast.
Yeah, well said.
Definitely.
For sure. Thank you. And thank you all for tuning into our talk here. This is the end of our panel, but we've got a few quick announcements before we leave. First up is an answer to the very frequently asked question that we get on Twitter, which is gameplay trailer.
I'm sorry.
When's that coming?
This
We're happy to
is
announce
not
that it'll
great.
be dropping in the holiday season for 2021. And that we're also going to be having our Discord going live in December. And again, thank you for watching. We hope you're as excited for Nerf Ultimate Championship
over?
as we are.
Is it over?
And
Is
if
it
you want
over?
to keep up to date with things, the best place to do so is on Twitter. We're at Nerf VR. And you can join us in with the
I
conversation.
know I'm
keep
saying
up
that
to
now.
date
Like,
with the latest things.
I find these
And we're
very
gonna be putting
hard
up
to
a
get
poll
through when
soon
you're not actually
to see who your
interested
favorite characters
in
were.
what they're talking about.
With that,
Nice.
I think we're done.
DC fandom last week
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for
was
having
very
us.
similar. I just wanted to see the trailers. I didn't need to know all the presenter stuff and what have you.
Wow.
But
Okay.
I don't.
We're
I'm not
gonna
interested in
walk you
Nerf guns.
through all
They're
the
cool, but I
amazing
don't
stuff that
collect
was
them or anything.
revealed.
So I
One more
found that
time.
whole
As a
panel
proud member of Nerf Nation,
snore-inducing. If I'm going to be
I
honest.
loved everything that was
Yeah.
revealed. Okay, Ultimate Championship.
I
coming
could never
from
be
VR,
like
that's
these
one
guys.
thing, but
They're
the
like, oh my
new
god, everything
that's
was
been a
amazing.
lifelong
Everything
dream
is
of mine,
awesome.
to actually be able to
Everything is
hold.
cool
And
when you're
of
part
course,
of
Nerf would
Hasbro's
be the people to
team.
bring that to
course.
life.
Never.
I mean, anytime during a panel, they're like, hit the lights. Something cool is about
Something
to happen.
special is going to happen.
Yeah.
Man,
Turn
that's
off the
great.
lights.
On the
So
drum.
awesome.
Oh, your Master Chief brought to life the lights as the drum gets emptier and emptier.
That That gun though was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Boom, boom.
If I was,
yeah.
I don't know.
Can't wait. I need that in my life.
Not a
need it
fan.
too.
Not a fan.
Okay, we're gonna look at what you guys thought. Some comments. Needler, you're the pink mist, baby.
I'm right there with you, Rust Belt. I'm right there with you.
He definitely looks like a
can't
UFC
wait to
fighter,
have
that
on
guy. I
display.
don't know.
It won't sit on the shelf.
He's
long.
got the
It's probably
cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
Probably
You
everywhere.
can't just sit.
Absolutely. Legendary Steve. Holy cow, take my money.
Take it.
I'm with you on that one as well, Legendary Steve. You
Yeah.
can have it. It's for you.
Connor,
Nerf
StreamYard looking great for
All
me.
right.
Yeah,
Nathaniel
man.
White,
I decided
I'm a
to change
big
over.
Halo
It's
fan, so I'm getting
easy
this.
enough
That's
to
just
work.
Cool. It's like Halo,
easier than
Nerf.
Zoom, actually.
Either way,
So,
you're covered, and
yeah,
either
it's
way,
really
you're having
cool.
fun.
I love the way you can
Yeah.
like.
To life. They did a
Ah,
great
there's
job.
Connor.
They really
there
did.
he
They
isn't.
really
There's
did.
Connor. There he
Yeah.
isn't. It
Okay.
just reminds me the cloud goes up,
Last
cloud goes down
one,
thing
Rachel
now.
Wilson, just want
From
to
The
say thanks for
Simpsons.
streaming. I've been waiting days for the Pulse Con, so it's cool to
And if you don't want to look at those people,
see how
you can look at
awesome
me.
everything was. I'm feeling
But let's not do that.
Rachel, yeah.
Let's go back to where we were.
Of course.
We're glad you're having a good time with
Watch
us.
the
We're
beautiful
glad- yeah,
people
we're
from the
glad you're having
Hasbro
fun.
thing.
There's so much more. Next, though, since we're in October, we have a treat for you MTG fans.
Magic the Gathering. Oh my God.
Sure, everyone that's been locked in for MTG will learn all behind the screen-worthy October Secret Lair Super Drop, hosted by Matthew Lillard and featuring Wizards of the Coast Tom Gencott and Mark Heaton.
Then you'll be more than happy to hear about what's coming next. The Magic the Gathering team will share insights into the creative process behind the perfectly adorable Perfection Drop.
Let's do it. Wow. Now, before we begin, everyone, take a look at this beautiful illustration by Rio Crismo.
I mean, this is really cool. This is amazing.
皆さん、こんにちは。私はウィザーズ・オブ・ザ・コーストの APEC のソーシャルコミュニティリードの金子正美と申します。さて、本日はパーフェクション・シークレット・エアドロップのアートを手掛けていただきましたアーティストの石黒彩子さんにインタビューする機会をいただきました。石黒さん、本日はよろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございます。では、まずは簡単にで結構ですので、石黒さんの自己紹介をしていただけますか。
はい、はじめまして、石黒彩子です。日本で、絵描きをしております。絵描きでいいのかな。
Is anyone else's stream dropping out as well? Where you can hear there's like blips in the voice?
よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございます。では、最初にお話しした通り、今回、石黒さんには新たにパーフェクション・シークレット・エアドロップ
Some of the comments in the actual live stream are
石
ridiculously
黒さん
bad.
には以前にもストリックス・ヘイブンの日本語ミスティカルアーカイブのうち、渦巻く知識と、胸躍る可能性の2枚のアートをご担当いただきました。この時のファンの反応いかがでしたか？
そうですね。なんか
And apparently we have
カードの絵を描く
Weezer to come as well.
ちょっと驚かれたっていうのはありましたね。
これは普段の領域と、その普段しようとされている領域と違うからということですね。ありがとうございます。
はい。
ありがとうございます。それでは、早速、今週末発売の、パーフェクション・シークレット・レアドロップについてお伺いします。今回、4枚のカードが収録されていますが、これらの各カードのアートについて、コンセプトやどのような考え
Someone in the
で描い
comments
たか
saying
など
someone
教えてい
shit
ただけ
my
ますか？
sentinel, please.
それではまずは、
Not good, like
ジェネラ
not
ルス
good.
リスト
Yeah, I wonder
こちらについ
will
てお願いいたします。
we get a Carnage
そうですね。あ
movie
れ
figure?
はなんだろう、やんちゃな子供っていう
Have any of you
設
guys
定があったの
seen
で、
Carnage?
それで
Well,
全部猫
Venom
っ
let
て
there be
いう
carnage, I should say.
決まりがあったんで、ちょっと猫に象のかぶり物ってあまり想像がつかなかったんですけど、でもまあちょっと猫らしさを残しつつ子供っぽさを出すようにちょっと頑張って描いてみたんですけど。
ありがとうございます。はい。では続きまして、チェーンライトニングについて、お話しいただけますか。
これはですね、まあ、得意分野の妖怪など私、ちょっと自己紹介で言い忘れたんですけど、妖怪を描いてるんで、ちょっと猫股にしてみました。
Mythical two-tailed monster cat. Jesus,
なので
one-tailed cat is
一
bad
番
enough.
描きやすかったカード。
ありがとうございます。では続きまして、小玉ズルイチについてお願いいたします。
これはそうですね、なんかも ぐんぐんと緑が育つ様子みたいなのを表したかったんで、ジャングルのようなイメージの植物を描いてみました。
ありがとうございます。では、
He's
最後
disappearing
に
into the
エアロンブ
cat.
レイドについて、お願いいたします。
そうですね、これもまあ、こんなに得意分野と
They're
いうか
not liking this in the
日本
comments.
的な感じを出してほしいっていう
It's
こと
like
で
he's
すの
been
で、
birthed from the cat
ちょっと
painting.
でも一番これがもしかしたら日本の猫らしいカードを仕上がったかと思います。
ありがとうございます。石黒さんのアートといえば、猫が特徴的ですけれども、猫を描くときにどんなインスピレーションを感じていますか？
そうですね、あまり可愛い。
And you know what the messed up thing is? Because of the timing I got wrong, I have to leave at 7:45. So I have an hour and 5 minutes for them to get legends on here. And it would be just typical for my first ever like Marvel Legends live stream to have no Marvel Legends
石
in
黒
it.
さんといえば、まあ、絵本だったり、まあ、いろいろなアートを手掛けておりますが、その
But I've got an hour.
創作のアイデアはどうやって生み出していますか？
Bruno
アートを描
says
き始めるときに、まあ、どうやって
best
描き
figure
始めたりと
reveals
か、その最初
easily
に
Storm Shadow and Spirit. The Spirit Iron Knife was shown as well. And Retro Storm Shadow, which is awesome. But for me, it has to be the Croc Master with the crocodile, and the fact that they messed it up as well when they were revealing it. But revealing it early was just perfect. But yeah, the Cobra Bat was awesome as well. The Tiger Force Outback looked really cool. The head off a Solid
あ
Snake,
りがとうございま
Metal
す。
Gear Solid 4, I think.
それではですね、
And of
石黒さん
course,
ご自身も、まあ、その猫を飼ってい
yeah,
らっ
the
しゃると
Python
いうことです
Patrol
けれども、
figures,
実
and I
際こ
had
の
one
イン
of
タビュー
them.
に出演していた
I
だくことは
think
可
I
能です
gave it
か？
away
はい、じゃあちょっと
up to a couple of months ago.
本当ですか？あ
Those
りがとうござい
Python
ます。
Patrol figures from years ago. Fiona, that's it. Fiona! Big Eurotrip vibes. If you know, you know. No, Bruno, tell us. For those who are watching that might know, reveal what you're talking about.
鼻のところ
Oh, look at the
可愛い
kitty.
ですね。
In the comments, guys, cats or dogs?
今日配信ですかね、画面に。ちなみになんですけ
That cat has
ど、
a
日本では結
particular
構、猫の
mustache
手
that
も
I
借り
can't
たい
say
な
who
っ
it
て
belongs
ことわざ
to.
もありますけれども、
はい
その猫が絵を描くのを手伝ってくれることありますか？
もう邪魔はすることはありますけど本当にすごいとんでもない邪魔をされて、
はい、
本番の絵を台無しにされたこともある。
Scotty doesn't know
なかな
that.
かね、うまく手伝
That
って
Fiona and me doing my van and Sundays. Yeah.
ありがとうございます。いつか、そうですね、
Connor full of
猫型になって
dogs.
賢くなったら手伝ってくれるかもしれないですね。
それぐらい長生きしてほしい。
Definitely dogs. Cats tolerate us. Dogs love
ありが
us.
とうございます。
And I love my dog.
は
Yeah.
い。ではですね、
Definitely.
現在、ハズブロパルスコンのウェブサイト
I
では
like both,
シ
but
グラヤ
cats
さ
are
んのアー
really,
トを手掛
really
けた
sneaky
パーフェクション
in
シー
my
クレッ
in
ト
my
エアドロップの
experience.
ホイール版
Not
と
in my
ノンホイー
opinion,
ル版を
just in my
期間限定で
experience.
購入することができます。これらのカードはあなたの
They're
マジックコレク
definitely
ションに
like
パーフェクトを
will
加える
sneak
もので
right
す。
past you
ぜ
like
ひお買い
Solid
求めく
Snake
ださい。
to get past you.
石黒
Like,
彩子さん、本日
but a
はあ
dog
り
will
がとう
like
ございまし
sit
た。
and stare into your
ありがとうございま
face
し
for
た。
hours, looking to be acknowledged. Bruno says yes, Connor. But
You
yeah,
guys, hello, my name's Matthew Lillard. You may not recognize my face, but let me tell you who I am. I'm an actor. I've been in several
Matthew
movies in my
Lillard from
life.
Scream.
Most
What's
of
he
them
doing here?
are pretty horrible. Some of them are good. I was Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. But I also
Magic
played
the Gathering,
Killer
I would
in
say, going
Scream.
by his
I
hat.
don't know if you know that Scream's a horror movie. I played one of the killers, and it's October. And because it's October, I'm here hosting the Secret Lair drop. How crazy is that, you guys? It's me, Matt Lillard. And you guys, can you introduce yourself to the entire community at home?
Odds on him
Tom?
turning up in the new Scream movie.
Let's do it. Hey, everyone. I'm Mark Hagan. I work here at Wizards of the Coast. I'm a product architect, which means I help work on some of our new products, figure out what we should make, how to get it made. And one of the things that I work very closely on is Secret Lair. So all of the Secret Lair drops that we do are things that I get to play around with and help kind of bring to life.
Matthew
So I'm
Lillard,
super excited
aka
to be talking
Scooby's
Secret
best
Lair.
friend, Shaggy.
Nice. Tom?
Like,
Hey everyone,
for me,
I'm
he'll
Tom
always be
Genka.
Stu.
I work on all of the booster.
I'll be right back.
Stuff,
one of my favorite horror movies. Scream.
The Secret Drop stuff.
Spoiler!
Super crazy.
He's one of the killers in that, and he's just amazing.
Love working on it.
Nice. So
he's the art guy. Tom's the art guy. He makes all
She's
the
no Sharon Stone.
He's the secret to the whole
He's
thing.
the art guy. What are you? Movie. Just the handsome supermodel?
No, that's not him.
He's my muse. He's my muse.
Everyone needs a muse. As a host, I don't know if you know this. I'm the host today. I've never hosted. This is obviously a mistake that they put me in charge.
Congratulations.
So before we get, I have a whole bunch of
1990 fucking 7, Bruno.
things over here that we can talk about. But before we do, I just have to tell you, spending my entire life in the creative arts, there are very few jobs that I envy as much as I envy your two jobs. I mean, what you guys are creating and your ability
he was actually in a movie of
to lead
Wing Commander as well, if any of you remember that game years ago
can you
on
just talk a little
Sega
about
Mega Drive.
How long you've been at Magic
and Super Nintendo as well, Wing Commander.
Give me
I think Mark Hamill was in it as
things
well.
about being in this job, because from the outside looking in, it looks like an incredible experience.
Tom, you'll start us off?
Sure. Let's see. I've been there almost 13 years now. Worked in a bunch of different departments, but I've been in this studio in this role for just a couple now.
With Freddie Prinze Jr.
Two of my favorite things. There's a lot.
Yeah.
The people are amazing. Everybody there.
I never watched it, but I always wanted to.
Almost
was that Wing Commander you're talking about?
All the time.
I heard it
is
was
amazing, and then of course the art.
Dog shite.
Specifically, like all of the art is just amazing, but specifically like this crazy stuff that we're doing with Secret Lair Drop. It's just so exciting day in, day out, like finding these artists, working with them, and seeing what we can come up with together.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been here 5 years, just about 5 years.
Matthew Lillard looks miles
Magic.
away.
I started playing Magic in 4th grade when beta hit. And so my entire life, going to school, having other jobs, like living a life, I always just dreamed of someday, like getting close to the machine, like actually knowing how it actually worked. And it took me a long time to even think of that as an actual. It wasn't a goal. It was just like a daydream. It just kind of existed. Magic was always part of my life. And then not too long ago, I thought, oh, maybe I could actually be part of it. And so now being here, being in the building, it's just every day is like, it's unbelievable. Every day I walk in the door, I can't believe I actually get to do it.
Does anybody here play Magic?
Being fun.
Not me personally. I've never been
where I used to sit when we
big on
sat in
the old card game stuff. But in the comments, let us know if you play
Zoom.
Magic the Gathering. I'm aware of it.
Lucky. I would get to walk in the morning and glance over and see the play design team balancing the future of the game. So it's just like all these greatest minds, all these like pro level Magic players just grinding out games, debating, like building decks in real time, making changes to the cards, and just to be near that, just to be like in the same room as that and to feel that energy, it just never gets old. It's amazing.
But yeah, and not only that, but when you walk around those offices, I was there years ago. I have a company called Beto and Grimm's. We do stuff for WotC. But walking around those offices, like the amount of elements that are in that space, it's full of creativity. It's full of like iconic like artifacts and like the huge dragon, the thing. And everyone that walks around is in a creative space and creating, and what you guys are making. The game, look, having been a fan of the game for a long time, I just think.
And is that because like,
better and better.
how do I describe it? Is that because like rare cards and stuff like that that are really expensive, or is it just a lot of expansions and stuff like that?
And so I'm really excited here today as a fan to get to talk to you guys. We've been gabbing for the last 20 minutes as we're going through the technical stuff. But let's get into the cards. Let's share with people what you have, what's being dropped right now. And I think we should start with Stranger Things, right? Is that where we should start? Great. So,
okay.
You guys,
so you get like branded cards and stuff.
I distinctly remember sitting there with my whole family watching Stranger Things season 1. And this set is obviously it's built on season 1. Was it hard to choose the iconic moments in the show to?
We might get some Marvel Legends before 7:45 when I have to leave.
Yeah, in a way,
I will be back at 9:30 though.
Because it's overflowing with
definitely
possibilities.
Rare
Like
cards,
it's this embarrassment of riches. There's so many like moments and scenes and
definitely rare cards. The most competitive,
and,
common competitive mode is called
like, there's so much of that
T2 or
with this show and these
standard,
characters.
which is the last
as the team sat down to think, how can we, transmute them
So
into
your
cards.
cards
How can
are
we
always
reflect them as
moving
a card?
out of rotation.
It's like, well, here's 10 cool things that we could do, or 10 cool kind of moments we could riff off of,
So
and
yeah,
then you get
like,
to just pick one of those.
I don't know.
So it's less of like
That means
you know, the team
nothing
was
to
arguing
me.
about this. It was like whoever can come
But,
up with the best
yeah,
idea
it seems
kind of
like
wins the day.
something-
And there's just such good source material.
Could be
These
really
characters,
difficult
we've,
to get
you
into.
know, for fans of
and
the show, we spent so much time with these
that
characters.
does not
we've
look
seen
like
them in
11.
action, and so it's in some ways it's
It looks like
fascinating
a
to see
small
this too.
the child
It's
from
super
Bully.
rewarding. Like when you see 11, you're like, oh, that's that's
Kenneth,
Thor,
can him
Mike, the
edit,
DM.
Edith,
Like
or-
all these
Right.
images are so, I don't know, it's rewarding. Do you
Max,
do you
the Daredevil.
consider mechanics first?
Legendary
or,
creature.
Or Tom, do you come in and say, here's the mechanic, I'm going to apply the art, or do you build the art and then apply the mechanic behind it?
Yeah, it usually starts with, I think Mark was closer to this, but picking the characters, coming up with the mechanics, and then when we get to the art, we see what the card does, and then we try to show that in the art.
Right.
Like if they're, if they're spinning some sort of spell or they create a token, like that stuff shows up in the art. And that's the same thing from Stranger Things, yeah.
I'm available for sitting, like anytime somebody wants to pay me. I just want you to know.
Thank you.
I'm available for any card. You just put me on any card you want. What you guys, the mechanics in this, there's new mechanics, right? Can we talk a little about, I know that Mike, the DM, he's got like an investigate mechanic that's new and different.
Right.
Can you talk a little about that?
Yeah, so there's a mechanic that we've actually done previously in Magic called Investigate. And the way that works is when a character investigates, or when a player investigates, then they make a clue. And so a clue is a little artifact, and we actually have one of those in the set. We can put it up. And so a clue is a little artifact that you have out while you're playing, and then at some point you can kind of crack it open. You pay a couple mana, you sacrifice it, and you get to draw a card. So you get to kind of learn a lesson from the clue. So we've done that years ago in Magic sets. And it works well. It's always fun to draw cards. It's fun to have artifacts sitting around. There's a lot you can do with them within the systems of Magic. And so as the team started thinking about, okay, how do we bring this crew to life?
Show me figures.
What's kind of a through
Yes, I
line
know.
that we could put with them mechanically?
I need to see figures.
They came to this idea of clues, but a lot of the show is about
Oh
figuring
my
out
God.
what's going on, working together, following the trail, and solving the case, so to speak.
I'm going to be
And so,
honest, I don't care about cards.
Clues and
At all.
investigating kind of runs through this group of cards. So they all do it in different ways. They kind of have their own take on creating these artifacts or using these artifacts. 11 is rewarded by having a lot of cards in your hand. She has a special ability where normally in Magic you can only have 7 cards in your hand, but with 11 in play you can have 11, of course. And so all these clues let you draw a bunch of cards, and now you can keep them all in your hand because 11 lets you do that. Or Max the Daredevil, she gets in there. She's kind of an action-based character, so she gets out there, and when you cast a lot of spells in a turn, then she creates these clues. She kind of uses the momentum to keep things going. And then Lucas can shoot those artifacts with his slingshot. And so there's these kind of combinatorial systems where you can do what you want with these clues, invent your own combinations as you go, and do some really powerful stuff.
Keep
But it kind of all
flashing
runs
this on
through
and
these
off.
clues.
Show me figures. Show me
The art
figures.
that you've chosen for that, the token artifact and the clue, I think it's so cool.
Right.
It's it's so relatable to the show. I mean, I just
Right.
think that it'd be hard to pick one thing, and I think that you guys have done a great job, like sort of choosing these elements. And then there's another thing with Friends for Life, right? There's a command, like you have 2 commanders working together.
Friends Forever. Yeah, so normally,
I said Friends for Life. It's very
Friends for
different.
life.
Those are our matching tattoos. Our matching.
Yeah,
tattoos.
you and I are friends for life.
This is Friends Forever. It's different.
So yeah, a normal. So commander, which is a kind of our most social way to play Magic. You have one commander. They lead your deck. They're your kind of your headliner character. With these cards, they have Friend Forever, which means any 2 characters with Friend Forever can team up and kind of co-lead your deck. But all of the humans, not the Mind Flayer, but the rest of the humans have that ability. So if you get these cards, you can pick any combination of the 2. You can put Lucas and Max and build a deck around that, or Dustin and 11 and build a deck around that, or Dustin and Mike and build a deck around that. And so you can just mix and match, and they kind of snap together and unlock different possibilities. So Friends Forever is our kind of flavorful way of kind of drawing a line around these characters and saying they can play well together.
Brian, I'm disappointed not to get more early 80s Joes, but the ones
it
announced
plays
are
well,
stunning.
it's fun, but when we came up with
Yeah,
a name for
like
it just like it was like icing on the cake.
I don't know. The thing with this line is it's still in its infancy. So there's loads more time for all that stuff to come.
You guys,
but what they showed today.
Before we go to the next,
I was just saying to Bruno a while ago. I don't know what everybody heard or not.
How did you?
But there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them straight away. I want that I probably will pre-order later.
Do they come to you? Is that
I wasn't expecting to pre-order anything G.I. Joe related from this panel because
I think
I have to say as well, the last few Joe panels have been so poor. But this one was huge.
We call this Universes Beyond. It's
which
magic,
worries me for the Marvel panel
other
because
stories and other
they've
IPs
always showed
a
lot of stuff.
It's very new to us.
So are they going to show like this amount as well?
And so,
or will there be only like 1 or 2? I don't know.
We had to reach out. We made a short list of like kind of our dream partners and the characters and stories that we thought would be fun to bring.
But again, the Joe stuff.
And we started calling these people up and trying to get conversations going.
Has been amazing.
I think, as it's going now, all of a sudden, other people are starting to call us up because they're like, "Hey, we heard that you're doing this thing," and
Storm Shadow
kind
as
of
well
growing in that way. But yeah, a lot of this is like.
I'm glad I didn't buy the movie one now.
It's basically a passion project. We love this. We wanted to do this. We thought this would be amazing. We just called up the crew at Netflix and we're like, "Can we team up?
Yeah,
let us walk you through it." And in this case, it was like a great match.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. Like, who doesn't want?
I totally agree.
I don't know. I just think that when you
I agree with you there. It can be hard to have the money up front
to shows
but
that
the way I look at it
iconic
is
and as
when you pay up front
sort
of
recognized as Stranger Things,
you're paying
it's
there
sort of a
and
no-brainer. And
but then when it comes
I
like
just want you to know
2 or 3
that
months
my
down the
agent will be
line,
calling later today.
you get an email. You get an email saying
this
certain figure has shipped
on cards from like
and you're like,
there people want
I don't have to pay for that. Free toys. Past me paid for that.
Okay, good. We move on.
But yeah, it has its
anything else
bad
you want
points
to say?
and good
Tom,
points.
you're so handsome with your beard.
Like there is a lot of stores in the UK where you can literally just pay the price of shipping, pre-order, or with Toys-R-Us, you just pre-order and it's like €1 or something.
I mean,
and you pay when it arrives. But I can see pros and cons of both ways.
No, we're good. Yeah, so these
these
are all available right now. Secretlair.wizards.com.
And the movie itself was
and they'll be there a limited time. So
it was really bad. I rather the original two, The Rise of Cobra and Retaliation were a lot better, which is saying a lot. There was some cool action sequences in it, but there was characterization was absolutely all over the place.
Good. I love the fact
some of the figures were decent.
You removed the frames,
but I won't cry having missed them out.
And they're just I just think the art's incredible. Tom, just how did you guys come up with this idea? Like
yes,
this
there
seems
are
to me
pros
obviously
and cons.
this is a
Agree.
crossover moment.
Yeah, like
but how did you like land on these iconic
I think if there was
movie images.
A system in place there where you could pre-order for like
movie team,
a couple of euro.
Yeah. Well we've done a couple of these what we call hand-drawn
but it can be hard
to posters, metal posters,
put up the cash straight away.
But we knew
especially with an event like tonight where you're going to get revealed some Star Wars, you're going to get revealed some Marvel, Nerf, Magic the Gathering,
a lot of this is
Power Rangers,
with the artists, the success of these,
G.I. Joes, and you might only want 1 or 2 figures from each, but that's still like even 5 figures. That's 125 quid.
I don't think
straight
he's a
off the
Magic
bat.
player. So when we
in one chunk on one weekend, and that's very hard to do for most people. So I can definitely see.
Came back with some like interesting moments. He was pushing and pulling.
Obviously,
on these
again,
things,
if you have the cash and you can do that, fine, it's no problem to you. But some people, like myself, like yourself, some people find it hard to
Dismember, for instance, and you have
throw up money like that.
All like the text of the rules text is broken.
Again, when it comes in, you don't have to pay for it.
Little blurbs and highlights.
Yeah, I don't know. It's much of a muchness, one or the other, really.
It's really gorgeous. It came together really.
I had known about this coming for a while.
Push and pull on these. Pulse Con.
So I had saved up some stuff.
I just want to say
and I had been selling bits and pieces as well.
Series of like posters
so
that
hopefully
could
I
be
can
framed or hang in a
can
room
afford
somewhere.
a few things
like
tonight.
Depends
what Marvel throw up as well.
That would,
but like so far,
that would put these up because they're incredible.
Already so broke looking at my list.
How do you? Let me ask you a question. Like, how do you find these artists? I mean, if you just
stuff like this
internet,
makes it very easy to not pre-order the likes
where are you finding people?
Convent when Hasbro put him up as a deluxe. It'll probably be like 34 euros.
Rarely that they find us, but we do get a lot of
scandalous given that
the first thing we're doing exactly what you said, just constantly scouring. We're looking at Instagram and ArtStation and all these other resources and sharing the resources and just compiling these things and going back in when we have an idea for a project. We'll dig back into our lists and find the artist that works perfect for that. But I mean, that's not even work. That's just, you know, a fun Saturday night activity flipping through Instagram. I love it.
Yeah.
Right.
That again, I go back to that's why I think your job's incredible, because you're out there breaking careers, changing people's lives, and scouring for talent. It's beautiful. All right. So then we have this mirrored insanity. Is that what it is? Did I say it wrong?
Yeah, so
I'm not that smart.
No, you're perfect. So a long time ago, we did a magic set on Mirrodin, which is like an artifact world. So we haven't been there in forever, but it's part of our history. And so these cards are Mirrored Insanity. So they're kind of they're artifact lands. So they're kind of this famous cycle of lands, which are lands, but also count as artifacts.
The
and so
Star Wars
set on Mirrodin, but
night.
I'll let Tom speak to the
There
artists.
was
But these
some
are
pretty cool
unlike
figures
your everyday kind of artifact lands.
Boba Fett. There was Miggs Mayfield.
So the artist
there was
for
a
this
Cobb
is
Vanth,
a guy called
Deluxe.
Dexter, DXTR.
And of
So
course there was
spells his artist
the
credit.
Haslab Rancor.
He did one of the early cards for the early
Which went
Secret
up
Lair
also
drops,
for
the Serum Visions.
$350.
He draws in this pixel style. It's
$329.
It's
sterling,
super
I
detailed
think.
and super cool. Like it's not
Anybody
actually,
going for that?
He's not actually drawing with pixels. These are all like
Let us know in the comments.
drawn outlines that he then refines. He does a lot of murals and stuff like that. Anyways, we imagine these artifact lands. They're super cool structures from the original Mirrodin, like Mark said. We imagine them kind of as these like bustling like city kind of like scapes, and he just ran with it and put in all these bits and pieces, and like the main character is on each of the cards.
I haven't listened to any of this
insane.
panel,
Like you were talking about
Magic
posters
the Gathering
for like
panel.
the monster movie posters. These would blow up really cool too.
Yeah, they're super cool, and they come in foil and non-foil. How did you guys decide how to do that? Is that, I mean, that's sort of how did you make that choice?
When we first started doing these drops, we would for each drop, we would say, oh, these cards will be in foil and you can buy them, or these ones will be in non-foil. And we quickly realized like different people want different things. And so now normally we do two versions of each. So people can just, it's totally up to players, whatever they want to own or put in their deck. They can kind of pick that way. So most of these are foil and non-foil. And then this time we even we'll see in a couple drops, we have one drop that has 3 variants. So you can have foil, non-foil, or something we call foil etched, which is kind of a different technique on decorating the card.
Which one is that?
We're just trying to push and so go ahead, read the fine print.
Okay, yeah.
You see, read the fine print. It's like black cards.
Oh yeah.
That's one where, right? And so for that one, we saw the art for this, and we were like, this would be so cool foil etched, which is this new technique we have. And so we said, what the hell? Let's do 3 versions and see what people want.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, those cards are really those cool cards are awesome. Why read the fine print? Like, what is that? Why? How did that come about?
Yeah, that's a nod to Liliana, who has signed a contract with these 4 demons. So it's kind of a look back, a quaint retrospect into all of the deals she's made with demons.
Oh, that's good. That's good. She's awesome. She's like, what? Hey, what color do you guys play when you play? What colors? What do you have? Is that public? Do people know, or do you play all of them? I like all of them. They're all my favorite.
That's a weak answer.
Blue black. Yeah, blue black is the correct answer. That's clearly the best pair.
And mine's white blue. White blue.
Oh, I like white.
I'm a dirty bird. I just beat you. Yeah.
What is going on in this live stream at all?
I agree. All right, so Monster, we're running out of time, so I want to make sure we hit all these. Monster Anatomy 101. So this art, I don't know, I think it's the color of them and sort of, it speaks to my Dungeons and Dragons roots. I mean, I love these, like the Goblin is actually one of my favorite cards in this whole drop. How did you guys end up here? Like, is this an artist coming to you and saying, I have this idea for a drop? Or do you go to them and say, hey, let's do these creatures?
Hey, Brian, I dipped in for a quick look. You look like you are loving card chat.
The
James, it is
whole
riveting
drop
stuff, my man.
It's so different across the board. Like, are these
draining
drops
my life
coming
force
to you
away.
by artists?
I'm not big on
people
Magic the
in-house?
Gathering.
Like,
I'm here
you,
for the
like, get
Legends
up at
thing.
midnight
It's been
every night and
delayed.
you scribble down
The
your
whole thing
weird
has been delayed,
dreams?
apparently.
Like, where
so
is this coming from?
we're just waiting here.
It
James,
comes-
if you're not
it
about,
comes from
if you're about
internal
later, we
people.
have the
Like,
Culture
a lot
Cast
of
on
people
tonight
submit things,
instead of Sunday.
and then there's
just
you
for
know,
this
core
week
teams
only.
that kind of dream
Myself,
up these
Tubbs,
things.
and Bruno will be back.
They start as like either we're card
Yeah.
themes where we have an idea for some cards and we find some artists, or we find an artist
Absolutely
and we say
great
what
crack.
would be cool for them. In this case, we came up with the theme for this. We're like, we want to see what makes these creatures tick, right? We had to make sure like it wasn't gross, like they were dissected frogs or something in science class and stuff like that. We just want to see like the inside look. The colors, like you mentioned, I love the colors, and I think we made sure to share because of Timba's style.
I know
we made
nothing
sure to share, like,
about
the
most
frame
of the
colors
stuff,
so that
Star
you
Wars
could
and
key
Marvel.
off of that.
Yep,
And
I
in
hope to
essence,
pop in
each kind
later.
of complemented
Yeah,
and
man, I
matched
know
that
nothing
a little
about
bit. It's
Magic
just-
the
they're just
Gathering
gorgeous.
or Nerf that was ever shown earlier.
I love the primary
yeah,
colors.
but
Again, I just think that,
hopefully it will
you
be
know,
on soon, as I
think
have
that,
45 minutes before I have to
you know,
leave.
when you get to see the
Unfortunately,
cards bigger
so
than, you know,
it'll be atypical for me
it's
to
so
do my
rewarding.
first ever
Because
Marvel
the
Legends
detail
live
and the
stream
amount
and have
of
no
effort that
actual
goes into
Marvel
them, and
Legends on
I
it.
just, you know, it's
yeah.
incredibly talented artist. Okay, the Midnight Hunt. This is a crazy set. It's kind of like Escher-esque, right? It's like this this line drawn sort of beautiful
Where's Neve Campbell
art.
when you need her?
Where did this come from? Like, what's the inspiration? Tell me a little about it.
Yeah, it's kind of a drafting off of like this black and white cards that we made for Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow, where we have like key legendary characters drawn in this black and white style. We also did some basic lands for each of those sets, and we wanted to do something besides the basic lands.
And the
like
actual
these
live
cool
chat on the
Innistrad
Hasbro
lands
Pulse
from
channel
throughout
is
time and give them this cool style. So we already had
They are
piles of
giving
these black
so
and white
much
cards
shit
coming out in these sets, and
to this
these
team.
artists that were killing it. We asked them to do another one just for this set. This work is a lot more work than actual. Like,
and apparently,
other art that
Weezer
we've
is
seen,
still
like
to
traditional magic art and stuff like that.
is
Because
still
it's all
going to be
just
here
lines.
as well. So
It's like you were just saying, like these cards are so small, but when you look at this art, like it's every line, especially in this black and white stuff. We were asking a lot for our artists here, but they paid off, as you can see.
It's so hard to represent shadows and depth, and it's just, I just think that the cards are exquisite. That Desolate Lighthouse is like such a striking, sort of as I was going through it the first time, I was like, that, I mean, that's incredible. I literally turned my computer to my wife. I was like, look at the work.
give these jabronis a red card.
Some people that don't play
I should
Magic
say that in
don't
the Rocks voice,
appreciate the
but I
level
can't.
of craftsmanship that goes into these cards.
Give these
And
jabronis
then,
a red
as we're
card.
rounding out Tales of the
Yeah,
Undead,
come
I
on,
think
like, it's-
hilarious. I just think these cards are funny.
It's
I
flogging
think
a dead
that,
horse here.
Again,
It's
the
moment,
secret layer
like,
drops give you an opportunity.
James said
to
I watched
be
a bit
charming,
of
to be funny,
Hasbro
to sort
Pulse
of
yesterday.
like,
Kind of lost
I don't know,
interest.
there's a tongue-in-cheek
As for
aspect to these
the
that
live
are
chat,
great.
good God, the keyboard
Yeah.
warriors are out. Yeah,
This one would definitely.
like
the
I wouldn't
artist
want to
was
be admin in
right
their
in
live
mind.
chat
We
because
were thinking pulp,
it's insane
fiction
the stuff
covers
they're
from,
saying over there.
the 50s or earlier. And
Cancel
this artist,
Weezer,
Faye
all this
Dalton,
kind of stuff.
does this style.
Come on,
perfectly.
Marvel.
Modern artist, just but
Yeah,
looks
these
like
are
everything.
like I'm
is
sure
like
there
from
is.
another era.
I'm sure there is
And
a
we had
big
her work on like the titles.
I'm sure
of the
there is a
card
big
titles,
love for
to draw those out,
these
and the,
card
the
things.
flavor text. It's
Not for me,
a
but
little blurb on those pulp books.
yeah.
And she just killed this. The Rise of the Dark Realms is particularly amazing with all those zombies coming at her.
Yeah, it's great. And that
Mm-hmm.
Liliana piece is awesome.
Right.
I just think they're fun. And then the last but not least is the Pulse release.
Right.
Perfection, which is again hilarious. And these cards are amazing. How did you guys?
Hilarious, he says.
Mark,
I guess you had to
you
be
guys
there.
just come up with these? Like, is this a moment where you went to like?
the
How
hell
did
is
this
that thing?
relationship? How did this start? Because this is different. What's different here is that
Oh, this
it's
is
not
the
a
thing
secret
that
layer.
Asian lady
You
was
have
showing
to go
earlier.
someplace else for these cards, right?
Right. So
it means
everything
nothing
we've
to
shown
me,
you
like,
up till
when it
now, up until perfection, is on secretlair.wizards.com. That's the way we typically sell these.
Give
We want
those
to do
jabronis a
something
red
special
card.
with Pulse, and so we said, well, let's just take a drop and build it for this and release it through Pulse instead. So that's the way that this perfection works. So it's an experiment. We're trying it, and we hope people like it. And so we said, what's something that's fun and kind of surprising and has a lot of energy, and even if you're not super familiar with Magic, is fun stuff to look at. And then we remembered this artist that had been on our radar, and I'll let Tom take it from there, but that's kind of how this came together.
Yeah, we had worked with her
You're
before,
boring, mate.
On a Japanese mystical archive set for Strixhaven. And we gave her a normal art description, and she sent in sketches of like whatever it was, but instead of a human, it was a cat, because that's what she does. She draws cats instead of, she draws.
I was gonna do like.
So we're like, this is delightful. We want more.
Like
and
an impression there.
Mark and team came up with some cards.
Not doing it on live stream.
This is the result. I love it.
Can't do it.
And to be clear,
I don't want to be cancelled.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
So, well, to be clear, like these are all cards we've done before. We've done other versions of these. None of these cards have anything to do with cats. They don't have cats in the rules. They don't have cats in the theme.
She didn't get the memo, clearly.
And they've never looked quite like this. So,
you guys, that's it. We're out of time. We just went through
such a Hasbro thing. Like,
collection.
oh, we need someone to draw something. Let's get a cat person.
It's been a real joy,
but there's no cats in our thing.
To get to know you a little better, to get to know what goes into the
draw
process.
some man. You like cats? Here's a cat.
You choose these things. You guys have an incredible job, and Secret Lair is such a gift to the community. Just as a fan,
wrap it up.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
Put it in a box.
The cards
and
are
throw it away.
They're super fun, and I think they add a lot to the Magic world. So thank you for having me. It's been super humbling to be here for like 25 minutes, and who knows, maybe we'll find something to do in the future together. I'm telling you right now, Matthew Lillard said there's something there. Matthew Lillard, a Wing Commander, who doesn't want that card? But anyways, thank you very much. You guys, Secret Lair, it's, the time's running now. You know how this works. Go get them while they're still there. And Perfection, you can find the Pulse. And again, thank you. I'm humbly very, very grateful for being here and for spending this time with you. So thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Matthew.
Wow. That was seriously powerful.
True, and spooky too, right? And we could go over like some of the drops that actually just happened, right?
Yeah.
But like the one I have to highlight is the Stranger Things. Like seeing the artwork that they actually put on those cards was really, truly amazing, because all the fans out there, they get a chance to throw them out there into battle and build their decks, and they had this cool equivalent where you can put both of your characters
Marvel
together,
Legends
and now
is
they're
at
both
7
the actual
p.m.
leaders of your actual pack. I think it's truly amazing, man. But I know everyone out there is excited to get their hands on this stuff.
7:07 now, like,
get
so
ready for all
I don't
the
know.
sale info. All right, Hasbro fans, you guys have been tuned in. I know your fingers are on the keyboard. You guys are ready to go ahead and stack your deck with Magic the Gathering, brand new decks that are all there. We had an in-depth Secret Lair October Super Drop, starting with the Stranger Things reveal. Some beautiful artwork also made its way into the Secret Lair to celebrate this spooky October in big fashion. So check those out, spooky and cute, and connected to all the products we saw today. Secret Lair, Stranger Things, still speaking on spooky. We have some other classics. We have the Monster Movie Marathon. It's nice to be back in an old plane that mirrored them. What's better than like retro 8-bit art?
It's so good.
It's always the best. We have the Mirror Insanity. Now we know the source of Lillian's power. I need to have them all in my deck.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
But we got to make sure we read the fine print with that.
Oh, you got to be careful.
Because if my deck gets knocked out, then what was the point of me playing that? Because I don't like to lose.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hate losing.
I don't like losing either.
Innistrad Red looks so much darker with those arts, just like it should be. Midnight Hunt Showcase was amazing as well. Looks like the Timba Smiths captured the essence from inside of those monsters. Monsters Anatomy, which is really crazy. I saw the inside of a shark, and it was beautiful. I'm like, this is what artists do.
Shark insides. We've seen inside sharks twice.
Twice
Today.
Matthew Lillard, as hosting that, asking those questions, he was really excited to see like the design of the artist bring the shark to life like that.
Yeah.
No Horror Dark Collection is done without Lillian Vess and her army of zombies, thrilling tales of the undead. And last but not least, the Perfection series with illustrations created by Ayako Ishiguro, beautifully designed around, monster cats.
Mm-hmm.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it. PPJ Perfection cards are out there. Get your favorites today. Sales from Hasbro Pulse Premium members opens at 4 p.m. Eastern. Non-premium and other retailers, 5 p.m. Eastern. Some exclusions may apply.
Yeah. And now we got to know, are the fans with us? Are they with us?
They're hyped. They got to be hyped.
They're
Okay.
hyped.
Of course. Oh my God, Matthew Lillard. I love him so much. He was campaigning for his own card and his own deck. We want to see the Matthew Lillard deck come.
And if you've got the platform, campaign for your own card. Yeah, I agree. Joe the Reviewer, Hasbro makes a Shaggy card, please.
That makes perfect sense.
That makes sense.
You got to do that one.
The fans get it. They get it. And Neo Venom, the art on MTG cards are always awesome.
Yeah.
Agree to agree.
Agree to agree. It's always cool because they're like little art pieces you can take everywhere.
Yeah. It's tiny little art in your pocket.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
Consider that as a slogan. Tiny little art in your pocket. Okay. What if we switch gears? And what if the next panel is everything you were waiting for? I'm going to talk as slow as I can because I know people are waiting.
Oh my God. I cannot believe it's finally time. So, let's assemble. Dun, 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 dun.
Yay!
Hey guys, Dwight here from some weird
Finally
cosmic place somewhere up in Massachusetts. Normally Ryan would be talking to you.
Yes,
but since he
100% this,
abandoned
Connor.
me and left me here all on my lonesome, I had to find new friends, which we will be introducing to you very, very shortly. We have Michael,
100%.
but you know, the rest of our fabulous team is obviously with us through the magic of satellite. We have Ryan, Dan, and our
Finally,
dear,
the moment I've all
dear
been waiting
friend
for.
Jesse.
Me too.
Ryan, how
I've
you
all
doing,
been waiting for this too, Bruno.
Hello,
So,
Marvel Legends fans.
let's
Welcome
go.
to Pulse Con. We are your opening act, the Hasbro Marvel team, and we are so excited to kick off this spectacular two-day event with...
I'm so excited.
What's that? Mm-hmm. It actually started when? Oh, okay.
Come on with the
No,
shenanigans.
it's fine.
Let's just see the figures.
Still live? As I was saying,
Get
we are
your
the Marvel
figs
Legends
out.
Big Three, humbly at your service. Ryan, Dwight, and Dan. We're joined by Jesse Falcon, our special guest for this entire panel. Jesse, of course, you guys know him. He is a living, breathing Marvel legend himself. Jesse, thanks for being with us today. How are you feeling?
Great. Thank you guys for having me here. Super fun. PulseCon, part 2.
He looks hyped to the last.
The second annual PulseCon. Guys, we've got a packed agenda. So first off, we're going to be doing something pretty cool today. We are going to be doing a fan vote reveal. So what's going to happen here is there's 3 options, and the fans, you guys will vote in the chat with a hashtag, and then at the end of the panel, the winning clue with the most amount of votes, we will actually go ahead and reveal. So what are those 3 clues? So first up, right, this is a figure that has been released previously in a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. That's clue number 1. Clue number 2 is going to be this is a Marvel villain character that has never had an action figure before. And clue 3 is this is a hero character that has never had a figure before. So in the chat, you're going to go hashtag updated, hashtag villain, or hashtag hero, and then we'll tally it up and you'll kind of see, and you'll get an extra bonus reveal.
Times like these make me want everyone present as they're buying 5 minutes.
We are
quick
going
and dirty.
to talk about
Satisfaction
our PulseCon
guaranteed.
exclusives. These are available now to purchase. We revealed them several months ago. So first up is our World Domination Tour Modoc box set. This is Modoc with the Captain. I think it's one of the funnest convention exclusives we've done in recent years.
That's pretty
Jesse,
cool,
what
I
do
have
you guys
to
love
say.
most about this set? And it has to be the cheeseburgers, right?
Cheeseburgers are fantastic.
Like, I have the
Ryan.
regular
I'm,
Modoc, and it's a great
I'm
figure.
a big fan of the Captain
I-
character. We
It's
like
just
to
getting,
make
it's
some of
just,
those,
them getting
new additions
more
to our
reuse
lineup
out of that
from,
mold. But
old
that
teams,
Elvis
and
thing
then
is
being
cool.
part of Next Wave, it was awesome to do a character that honestly none of us I think thought we'd get to for quite a while.
I think
if
that's
ever,
Dirk
because
Anger as
sometimes
well
the
with
characters
him.
are just so random. but that's the magic of Marvel Legends, right? You guys have been with us for a long time, and you know we go deep. So here's your first version
Let's
of
be
the
honest,
cap.
it's tooled already.
What about you, Jesse?
I'm just excited that we got to chase more Next Wave stuff. It's still, to this day, is maybe one of my top 5 favorite comedy action books
Modoc
that
doesn't
Marvel's
fit.
ever put
It's a
out.
no
It's
from me.
so much fun. If you've never read Next Wave, please go.
Next
try
Wave
and
is
find
actually
it.
pretty
It's
decent
probably not
though,
very
but
hard to
I have
do.
no interest in the figures.
You know, there's a bunch of different ways to find it. It is one of the most delightful things that I think I've read. I still read it like once a year. It's that much fun. So it's very exciting that we get to.
He really
bring
doesn't
that
like
stuff to life in Marvel Legends.
look interested. And he's the guy that's been designing
That's
Legends.
not the only item. We
Start.
have one more item. This is a Toy Biz inspired, something Jesse can also talk to, but this is a 6-inch Venom figure with some crazy cell shaded deco on a awesome Toy Biz inspired Spider-Man toy line blister card. So
I
you
really
see him
want
there. Anything to say about this, Dwight and Jesse? Dan's
I really,
favorite
really
is
want this. I
Spider-Man
hope
animated
I haven't
Zemo,
missed
so.
out on it on Big Bang.
No, this was just fun. This was something that the team's been excited about for quite a long time, right? We've been looking at, all these animated shows
really
for all
cool.
these years, and we just haven't got a chance to take a take
box
at
is class.
cell shading. So it was cool to do that, something different, something new. It's always exciting when we get to try something different in Legends, and this was our first take at doing that. And so far, it seems like the response has been really positive. So, maybe
I'm going
we'll
to try.
see a little bit more of this
I'm going
stuff
to try
in
and
the
get it
future,
anyway,
but,
Bruno.
it's definitely
For sure
my favorite proportioned Venom that we've done so far, using the
It
old
has
Omega
the
Red body for a much
butterfly
larger,
joints and
more
everything.
meaty Venom, but not too ridiculously oversized, which I know we have those as well. That's the magic of Marvel. They're all over the place, and we get to do lots of cool stuff.
Hey, you said
But,
it all
I
over
think
the
this
place.
one's fun. It's different. The packaging is really cool with the cell shaded front, and the ghosted black on black on the backside is really
I still
cool,
think they
look
knocked
as well.
that Venom 100%
Looks like
right.
you got
now.
it
Take it out of the box,
displayed,
man.
box
Come on.
there.
Take it out of the box. Wow, you guys did open this for me. You did know that you were gonna have a moron up on stage who wouldn't be able to figure this stuff out. Like, oh, John Hogue somewhere is flipping out right now, going, Dwight's touching things. Oh no, what's going on? So there you go.
Really nice.
He looks awesome.
There we go.
Alternate hands, alternate head. See, I don't even remember anymore. Too many figures, man. Way too many figures over the years. But he looks really cool. The card's awesome. Our oversized retro spider card, inspired by
Those cards
all of the
are
amazing
really,
work
really
that
nice.
Jesse did in his past
There's a
life at
Sandman
Toy
one.
Biz. And it's just every one of those cards are just so beautiful and colorful. It's awesome to see all of them getting a special treatment now on shelves for all of you guys, our most wonderful fans.
Shout out to our packaging team always. They make the retro cards awesome. So shout out to our packaging team and branding team, Ben, Harry, and everybody else who worked on that packaging. I love that card. So I hope everybody gets multiple.
Speaking of which, okay, so these 2 convention exclusives, they are going to be available.
Come on with the new stuff.
Starting at 4 p.m. today for Pulse Premium members, and then 5 p.m. for everyone else. And special plug to the Hasbro Pulse app, which we know everyone has gone and downloaded. You can go purchase through the app as well. I've already got it on my phone, and I know Dan does too. So those are items you already knew about. Let's get into some new reveals. First up, this is something that Jesse and I, particularly, I think I love, but this is the Marvel Legends Retro 3 3/4 scale. We have a new Pulse exclusive to reveal and will be up for pre-order today. First up is the Marvel Legends Retro 3 3/4 segment. We have a Pulse exclusive item, another 2-pack to reveal for you guys. So let's take a look at the first character here. First up, this is Phoenix Jean Grey. She comes on a gorgeous blister card that is full foil, as the Pulse Retro 2-packs are. So you take a look at that. Shout out again to John Tyler Christopher for providing all the amazing art for this segment. And she will be joined in this 2-pack by another heroic X-Men that needs no introduction. Here we have Wolverine. And Wolverine's blister card shows him fighting some Hellfire Club guards.
Thoughts on these ones, guys?
2-pack will come in a special shipper box as well, as these 2-packs have. And so Dwight on set
I'm not
has
big
a
on
look at
these
them.
myself.
Let's go to that right now.
Yeah, these things look
Set looks
absolutely
cool, like,
amazing,
but-
guys. As you can see, when you play with them with just turn them, that you really get credit for the reflectiveness of the foil.
When you
which
play with
just
the
doesn't
box.
the pictures just don't do it justice. It's absolutely, it's spectacular. So it's really fun. Put them up here on this medieval Lazy Susan. It's like the most violent Lazy Susan I've ever seen. Anyways, the figures look awesome. The packaging is really, really cool. And a couple more unpunched cards for your awesome retro 3 3/4 inch line.
Oh man, I like that Wolverine. Similar mold to the Secret Wars one.
Eastern, starting for Pulse Premium members. It's available on the app.
James said I bought the Human Torch one for $5.
And Dwight, I
but
expect
don't know if I would buy more
because
the carding is nice for the range.
Don't go opening.
Yeah, I've seen some of these in Smiths for like
All right,
2 and 3 quid,
retro,
and even then
round out the retro
I left
segment
them
for the
because
year. We
I
have
don't
a
need
nice
another
checklist document
collection
here that shows every single retro figure that has come out thus far.
Around
Shout
colors,
out to
of course.
friend of Marvel and collectors everywhere, 3 3/4 everywhere. Steve Evans, he helped us put together this awesome checklist, so you can make sure you've gotten
Jesus,
every single
I
figure.
hate
so
that they abandoned Marvel Universe
Wolverine
altogether
and Phoenix
for a few years back.
there.
I had
So
all
let's
of
go ahead
those
to
at one point.
2022. We're
They were
going
the
to be
previous
reviewing
4-inch line.
some of the figures in Wave 1 Retro 2022. So first up, who do we have here?
Mr. Fantastic.
We have Mr. Fantastic, and
Stretchy boy.
We're slowly completing the Fantastic Four team, right? We've done the Human Torch, and we've done Invisible Woman thus far, and so we have Reed here, and I think there's a safe chance that we'll complete the team at some point. But Mr. Fantastic will be first out of the gate in 2022. The next figure we have in 2022 is going to be Falcon. So this is a super fun figure that JB and
They
the
can
design
give
team
you a
working with
4-inch
Jesse.
Red
We've got
Wing,
not
but they
only
can't
the
give us one in
wings,
Legends.
but also his Red Wing Falcon to sit on his arm there.
Wowie.
He comes in a great blister card as well. You can take a look there. And then a third new figure for 2022 is going to be
Oh, nice Venom.
This is a new, slightly bigger body mold.
That's
for
quite cool,
Venom.
actually. I like that.
And let's take a look at the card art.
Oh, that card is lovely.
Super fun. So
That's
yeah,
really
that
nice.
is our retro
I
reveals.
like that.
You've got a pre-order and a sneak peek into 2022. Jesse, did you want to just say a quick word about how much we love working on this retro segment of toys, that might have existed in some alternate reality?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is totally true. I have a reoccurring dream about toys where I find this place in the city and I find these toys that, I wanted to have existed when I was 12 years old, when I was a kid. And that's what this line really represents. It gives me so much joy to see all these new iterations of these characters in this form factor and how cool the card art is. The packaging is just as important to the experience as the product is, and very much looking forward to expanding this line into the future.
Definitely. So let's shift gears now. We're going to go to one of our first special Marvelous guests. Dan actually had the chance to speak with this guest. So Dan, why don't you cue up this nice interview segment?
Yeah, thanks guys. So earlier this week, I had the pleasure and honor of talking just briefly with one of my favorite Marvel writers right now. You might know him from, this year's event of King in Black. So without further ado, let's go to this pre-recorded segment where I got to talk.
I thought he was going to be on live.
Donnie Cates. Donnie is one of my favorite writers right now in Marvel. He is a superstar. You might have seen his work with Doctor Strange, Thanos, Cosmic Ghost Rider, of course, Venom. His most recent run with Thor is one of my favorite comic runs to read right now. And I'm super excited because in the fall, his first issue of Hulk is coming out. So without, being too geeked out and too nerd out right now, I just want to say thank you. Welcome, Donnie, to our Hasbro Pulse Con Marvel Legends panel, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Waiting for
man,
that
and
null.
Thank you so much for having me here. I mean, really the only thing that you didn't hit in my whole discography there is that I am also a huge toy and statue nerd. So I'm totally stoked to be here and excited to find out really honestly why I'm here. But I'm sure we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, we did keep Donnie sort of in the dark. So he's sort of in the dark of the surprise that we have. So stay tuned until the end
Definitely the King in
to
Black.
see the little reveal that we have with Donnie here. So first, straight off from the bat, you said that you collect statues. Can you just kind of talk through your origin story when it comes to, statues, action figures, and things of that nature?
Yeah, totally. Actually, weirdly enough, that's actually the reason I'm even here. The reason I ever got to comics was because of toys and stuff. When I was a kid, we were pretty poor, and my parents couldn't afford to get me the statues and the toys and all that kind of stuff. And so I actually started. I read an article with Randy Bowen, right? And he kind of did a tutorial of how to walk people through, making their own statues and stuff. And so my parents could afford clay, so they bought me clay, and so I just started sculpting. And I must have made 30 statues over the course of from all the way through high school. I would do Venom and Hulk and all these things, and then. Weirdly enough, after I went and ran a chain of comic book shops here in Austin for a while, and then when those closed down, I applied to art school because I wanted to be in comics, and I actually ended up getting a scholarship to that college because of my sculptures, with sculptures of Venom. Weirdly enough,
That's
I know
cool.
It sounds made up, but that's totally
They should
true.
show them.
And so, what's cool for me now is that I'm not a huge collector of comics. Weirdly enough, I tend to give away all my comics to my friends and stuff like that. I don't like to keep copies of my own books in the house. It feels weird. I tend to not really have a rear view mirror, or really hold any of this stuff as very precious, or really have much nostalgia for my own work and stuff. But the only time that I really allow myself to geek out is because I was raised and didn't have access to these cool toys and these cool statues and stuff.
Yep, I'm definitely going to
indulge
end this
myself
live stream without
now,
seeing any legends.
because I can afford it. I buy all of the statues, and so every new book that I write, as soon as I finish the first issue of it and turn it in, I treat myself and I go and buy a statue of whatever character I'm doing. And so you can't see it on camera, but just right over there across the way from my house is a huge collection of Venoms and Hulks and Cosmic Ghost Riders and Thanoses and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm a huge nerd when it comes to that kind of stuff. I find them to be such intensely beautiful handcrafted pieces of just of art, even down to a pop figure, or especially you guys' stuff. I mean, there's so much craft.
Oh
and
no,
so
he
much
didn't
love
mention
put into
pops.
those things. And as someone who at least used to be a sculptor, it's something that I really appreciate.
Yeah, shout out to our sculpting team always. They never get as much shine as they deserve. But that's so interesting to hear because, for me too, my parents, we kind of grew up a little, not the wealthiest, right? So I had one Spider-Man toy that, used to be the main titular character in my head, and I would create stories around him with a Beanie Baby or a Happy Meal toy, things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Same.
So moving away specifically from toys just a little bit, just so that our fans can know more about, the comic book development process and story development process, what is your process like when it comes to, the abundance of Marvel characters, right? For instance, I chose my Spider-Man toy and then I created a story around it. For you, when it comes to, with Marvel, I'm sure they kind of give you a list, hopefully, of characters. Do you just go through a list and pick a character and then you're oh, that's the start of the process? What's your process like when it comes to all the special Marvel characters that you have?
There's no real one set way that it goes down. I mean, sometimes, yeah, it very much is. I have an exclusive contract with Marvel, and so I'm under contract for a number of years, and I have to be writing a certain amount of books, right? And so when it's something when Doctor Strange started to wrap down, once I start to get into my final 6 issues or whatever I'm going to be doing, right, we'll have a big conversation and they'll kind of tell me what's available right now. Or I mean, it's been the complete other way, because like with Venom, that was a character that as soon as I got to the company, I started putting it in everyone's ear that I wanted it. I was just like, I don't want to take a job away from anybody, but if it becomes available, I have a dream for that book. I have
to plant the seed, right?
Yeah, exactly, right. And so like that and Thor as well. Thor was a book that, like, right when I got there, Jason Aaron was still very much at the helm of that book, and I was such a baby writer at the company but I still made it very known. I was like, hey, whenever Jason ends his run, if it's next year or 10 years from now, I'd really like to be the guy who follows him. And I had so many editors say, like, that's the most dangerous job in the world, is to follow Jason Aaron on Thor. And I was like, yeah, I know, but someone's got to do it, right? So I'll be the idiot who jumps on that grenade. That's fine. But with something like Thor, it's such a big title. It's such a marquee, like, A-list book, and the pedigree of writers on that over the years is a powerhouse list, right? And at the time, like I said, I was just a little baby writer, and it really took, Venom taking off the way that it did, and some of the other books that I did taking off the way that they did, for them to finally trust me to kind of put me on a bigger book, And now, like you said, now Marvel has seen fit to give me the two most powerful characters in the entire pantheon, Thor and Hulk. And we'll see if that was a good move by them or not, because I plan on breaking a lot of things.
No, I can tell you again, like I've been loving Thor, and you've already killed it with Venom already, and yeah, I can't wait for Hulk. I can't tell you how much I am anticipating for that book, man. One of the things that our team really focuses on is that the character design is so important and so amazing, you know what I mean? And sometimes you have the ability to, you create
usually these fellas love talking.
Like Cosmic
yeah,
Ghost
usually
Rider,
I wouldn't mind
is epic,
listening
man.
to Danny Cates for a while, because he's an amazing writer.
Like the chains,
but at the
everything,
moment,
like our
I'm
team
quick
at
running
Marvel
out of time
Legends is
before I
very
have to leave,
collaborative.
and I
Are
want
you
to
able
see
to have that
something before I
collaboration
go.
with, the artists when it comes to creating characters like that?
Hopefully it's the King in Black.
Oh,
Great
yeah,
figure.
absolutely, man.
I can picture it in my head as it is.
That's really
Just need to see it.
The best part of making comics is that, I always kind of explain it like this.
I love his
like
work on
for
Ultimate
comic book fans or anybody who's ever gone to a
Carnage,
Comic-Con, right?
and Venom, and
comic book fans get to walk around like Artist Alley, and if you have some money in your pocket, you can go up to Ryan Otley or Ryan Stegman or whoever in the industry that you love, or who are these great artists, and you can pay them to draw a character for you. That's really cool, right? But my job is that I get them to draw cool stuff for me, and then they pay me. Like, I have the coolest job in the entire world, And so, like, with something like Cosmic Ghost Rider,
Cosmic Ghost Rider was the other one I couldn't think of.
I had seen a piece of tattoo flash by my good friend and my tattoo artist, Ian Betterman. He had this drawing of this like skeleton on a bike, and it was like in space, and the front wheel was this burning ball of plasma. And I just kind of looked over it as I was getting a tattoo, and I was like, dude, Ghost Rider in space would be awesome. How has no one done that? And then I went to Jeff Shaw, and I started talking to him about it. And then the Frank Castle of it all kind of started to make more sense, that's the thing about Ghost Rider, right? Is that, like, he's a character a lot like Venom, right? Where he's a character that just first and foremost just looks badass. It just looks really cool, like airbrushed on the side of a van, right?
Ghost Rider can go anywhere as well. Gets in anywhere.
You do that, and then you add a little bit of character depth to it, and give them a backstory, and give them some, kind of a cool vibe and a cool style and everything. And I guess, sometimes you make a really cool thing that people like and tattoo on them, which is very odd and weird, and people cosplay as. And now there's action figures and statues. And it's all very surreal. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely like
my Cosmic Ghost Rider up there somewhere.
We have in
I don't know if you can
Venom,
see
Ryan
it.
Stegman and I made this character Null. And, you know, that was a big, long, I say big, long, but like it was a process working with Stegman to really get this design of Null
Brendan Burke
down.
loved the
And
G.I. Joe reveals earlier. Yeah, man, they were
inspired by
absolutely
the
brilliant.
idea of, because Null is like the
I
god
wasn't
of the
expecting
abyss
them
and
to be so
lives
good.
in
Like,
absolute perpetual darkness in the void.
such great
And
stuff.
so the idea behind his look was to make him kind of look like deep sea fish that are like, you know, like super pale and kind of see through and stuff like that, because they're not exposed to light and their eyes are very big, right? And even if you look, Null even has little like slits on his mouth, like gills.
He does.
And then, you know, we wanted to add those big Venom teeth, and then we wanted to, you know, do the symbol and his armor and all this kind of stuff. And it took like maybe, I think maybe in the world there exists 2 drawings of Null before we got to the final design. Like Ryan and I pretty much like snapped into it really quick.
So Donnie, it's really funny that, you know, you talked
Yay!
about, you know, Null a lot. I did have a question though. Have you seen a Marvel character that you think needs a new Marvel Legends figure or, you know, action figure? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
I think you're leading me up for a surprise, aren't you? Because I think that you already know the answer. Because the answer is quite obviously the Lord of the Abyss, the God of the Symbiotes himself, Null. Do you have something for me?
Oh, you know, I can't deceive you. You know what I mean? So without further ado, how about we reveal for the first time to all of our fans and to the public the first ever Marvel Legends Null figure?
Yes.
So take a look. Let us know your thoughts.
Oh, dude, no way. Oh, dude, that is killer.
That is class.
All right, Donnie, what are your first thoughts on this Null, man? What are you feeling?
I'm a very proud dad, man. I got to tell you, that is a killer sculpt. It really is. I love everything about it. It's great. I really never thought in a million years that this bizarre character that I made over, God, like 5 years ago with Stegman would be like this physical, tangible thing. And
you're
honestly,
going to
I'm
get
kind of
Zartan,
having
Brendan, no, because I
some,
have the
what are they
I have
called?
the original
Emotions.
Zartan that they released.
Because
so I
as told
rarely
you
ever
earlier,
buy
growing
like 2 of every
growing up
one
as a
figure.
kid who couldn't afford toys and
But
everything.
there is a
and
lot
then, like,
of what they
here
revealed that I am going to
on a
get.
Hasbro panel, and like you guys are showing off a toy that I created
This
with
Null
my
looks
brain,
class.
with my
And straight away,
friends.
like
It's really
I'm
amazing.
picturing
It's
a legacy
such
of Kane,
an honor. It looks
custom
great,
using
man.
that
It really
head.
does.
And a lot of those
like
parts
you said,
actually.
you're the daddy. You and Stegman have created such a cool character that is so toyetic, as we'd like to say, right? It's such a cool character with cool designs. So, but you've also worked on tons of other characters too within Marvel, and they haven't been made into action figure form.
I know.
So just thinking about all the other characters that you've worked on, what do you think needs its own action figure now that you've seen Null already? What's another character that you've already worked on that you think, you know, would be perfect for as a Marvel Legend?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is of a figure, I'm thinking maybe 10, 12 inches in height, of me, or just me in general. Just like, you know, you could like give me like a dog or something like that. That might be fun. You know, you could like do one of those things where you like put like water on it and my tattoos appear or something. I don't know. But for real, I think that, man, if I had like a dream list of like just things that like I personally want, right?
Yeah.
Nick Klein's new design for the Thor costume in our Thor run, with the rune on his chest and everything is great. And also, I mean, the Herald costume that he had in our first run would be amazing. And from that same Thor run, you have new designs for Better Ray Bill. He has this cool like horse's mane kind of a thing, which I adore.
Yeah.
And also Better Ray Bill, because he lost his hammer, he's now wielding Searcher's Twilight sword. So he's this big ass this like big anime sword over his shoulder, which is just awesome. And you guys have got to do like a little mini Throg.
Yes.
A little baby Throg just like hanging out on someone's shoulder would be dope.
We all want the
and
Throg.
Then, like, you know, in my Doctor Strange run, there was a character called Bats, who was a ghost dog who's still in the book. And
that's right.
Just Doctor Strange's
I love this guy. He's
cool
good.
ghost dog friend. Oh, and you know what? Also, in that Doctor Strange run, Strange went to Asgard and stole a branch off of the World Tree and became the god of magic. And his god of magic gear with his like new staff and everything, that'd be a great toy. Really, everything is the answer. Everything I've ever done is the answer of what I want.
Yeah,
I love this Donny Cates guy. Give us Trog.
You know what I mean? Every single character.
Yeah.
We'll give you.
Yeah.
Just
And
give him
also,
everything he
and
wants.
I'll
He's on
say
the-
this:
he's
this
on the-
last
on the
thing
nail here.
for fans of the who
That new
follows,
Thor,
you
Earl's
know,
Thor
the
would be
comic
awesome
books and
as well.
everything. I know we're. I'll go into a bit of a tease. My upcoming Hulk run with Ryan Otley is going to have a brand new design for Hulk as he goes interstellar.
So yeah, guys,
in
if you haven't
our
read
first
any of
arc
his
called
books, I would definitely
Smastronaut.
check him out.
And then
He's really cool. He's really good.
As the series goes on, there might just be a brand new character making a first appearance, and that character, I gotta say, would be a pretty rad toy. But you'll have to wait and see.
Oh man, we're gonna have to go offline and talk this through, man. You and I will have to
Absolutely.
Zoom each other and talk about it. But fans,
I thought
and
for
Donnie,
sure they
thank
were
you
going to
for
like
joining
show a
us,
Earl's
man.
Thor as well there.
It was truly an honor just to have you talking, toys, talking about Null. Hope you love the Null. I promise you, man, I will send you the earliest sample that we have. You can do an unboxing maybe for us. We'll
Yeah,
see, you know?
absolutely. Done. You got it.
Well, that's it, fans, for us. I want to say thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for the rest of our PulseCon panel. But Donnie, thanks again, man. You are truly a superstar, and I'm geeking out truly right now. So thank you, brother.
The pleasure's all mine, man. Thank you so much.
All right. Peace out, fans. Peace, Donnie.
Peace.
Thank you again, Donnie, for taking some time to talk toys. I honestly learned a lot. I didn't know he had like a sculpting background, but I'm sure most of you caught it. But this was the first time.
Yeah,
we
Bruno,
ever
I get you,
created
man.
A Null Marvel Legends figure. Dwight, can you talk us a little bit more about the Null?
I do enjoy that
Donnie
Donny Cates story. He's quite interesting.
Sure,
to
man.
hear it talk.
Well, I can tell you a little bit about it. The figure is absolutely spectacular. I think it's going to stand around 8 inches tall. I can't tell you anything about the character himself because I've learned a long time ago not to lie to you guys and pretend I know stuff that I don't know because it always blows up in your face. And I'm still reading a lot of 80s Fantastic Four back when I was doing research for Galactus, so I have not got around to reading King in Black or any of the actual books on him. But the figure itself is stunning. It has 2 head sculpts. He's got his giant sword.
Have you not
with
got
all
it there,
the
like?
symbiote goo wriggling around it. He's about 8 inches tall in production, and all the articulation you'd expect from Marvel Legends. He's just this really cool, evil-looking Dark Knight character with all of that armor and goop and the awesome Venom.
I'd nearly get 2 to make a Legacy of Kane
across his chest.
out of
So
him.
really cool figure, and I think he's going to be an awesome centerpiece to the Spider-Verse because of his height when you get him yourself.
Yeah, I'm super excited to get that Null. I believe he's around 8 inches tall, and he comes with that really cool all-black Necro Sword accessory. And again, for me, I was nerding out. You could see how much I was smiling and laughing just because I love reading Donnie's stuff. So thank you again, Donnie. And I can also confirm, if Ryan and Jesse let me, but I can confirm that in 2022, there will be another Marvel Legends figure that is based off one of the characters that Donnie wrote. So stay tuned, fans
Earl's
of
Thor,
Donnie.
definitely.
There's more to come in 2022. So let's kind of stick with 2022 and kind of go through a little bit. One more reveal. Walgreens this year, we had a theme of cosmic characters. And in 2022, we sort of have a mini theme to finally reveal to you guys here at Hasbro Pulse Con. And so for today, we're going to reveal the first character or first item within our Walgreens exclusive program for 2022. This figure has not really come out in classic form since 2014.
Who is it,
Brian,
guys?
correct me if that's wrong. But it is none other than Baron Zemo. Let's take a look.
Yes!
Look at that. Dwight,
Yes.
take us through Baron Zemo,
I
man.
definitely need
Yeah,
him.
he's our first villain. We had such you guys really loved the villains wave that we did last year, and this is our first villain of
very
this
happy
year.
with this one.
He's a really cool sculpt, a different version, a more classic look at Zemo, because we've done the more modern take a couple years ago, and you'll see the sword from that. The sword's familiar, but the character itself has got a lot of new sculpting. It's got those cool fur cuffs around his, the top of his suit. All new.
I missed out in the last one, so very happy to get this guy.
And he just looks
Baron
awesome.
Zemo.
So all the purples, all the golds.
Hair Captain.
It's a really cool Baron Zemo. I think he's still Baron Helmet Zemo. If
Helmut
I'm correct.
Zemo.
I don't think we're
This will
doing
look
the other
great
versions
for my
just yet. Stay tuned. But
for my
our
Thunderbolts.
first lead in for Walgreens. Here you go.
Zemo,
Baron
something
Zemo.
we've already had in the Legends line. All that talk for this, I feel cheated.
Yeah,
Someone
so
told me.
fans, go on the message boards. Let's see what other villains you think are going to
Well,
come
Bruno,
out in
screw you
2022
as
with
someone who
Walgreens.
missed the first one. I
Moving
want
on,
this.
though, taking us back to some stuff that's going to be able to be pre-ordered today, starting at 4 o'clock. Let's take it to some of the items that I really love that came out this year. So from this year, remember we had Tigra
Hey,
and
come
Hercules
on, got
these
it here,
awesome
like.
classic retro card backs. So the next item that we're going to be talking about is actually going to be on a card back very similar to this, and it is none other than the Scarlet Witch. Now, Scarlet Witch, there she is. If you
That's
remember,
like the
she
same
came
as the
out
Family
in our
Matters
Family
pack,
Matters
isn't it?
3-pack in
On a classic fucking
2019.
body.
Dwight, you want to take us through Scarlet Witch?
Sure.
Yeah.
So Wanda here on the awesome card. There we go. Ta-da. I don't
have
a lot of. We took out the.
I don't have a
the
comic
last
version
time
of
we did her,
Scarlet Witch,
She was
so-
very shiny. She had the metallic sheen to her.
Does look
pinks.
nice.
We wanted to go something more classic because of the retro feel.
I do like
of
that
these
backing
cards.
card as well.
So she's got a quadruple magic effect. She's got the big rings. She's got the mystic smoke that can wrap up her forearms.
Thoughts, guys?
And then just a very bright
Bruno's gonna lose his
red
shit
and
here.
pink. It's nice and classic. It looks really cool. It's got that really awesome art on the back of the card.
It's really nice,
paying
in my
homage
opinion.
to the past as well.
The reuse of the head,
we
though.
think she looks great. I mean, it's super topical with WandaVision, wrapping up and, getting those characters to be known
seems a
in
bit lazy.
more depth to
Yeah.
a lot more fans. So obviously just made a lot of sense to get her back out for you if you missed the
Yep.
Family Matters 3-pack.
That was a perfect segue, Dwight. You're
And
such a
last
pro,
one
man,
before I
seriously,
close the-
because you can't
the
have
stream for a
Wanda
while.
without Vision, right? So we didn't want to leave Wanda all by herself. So today, also starting
White
at 4
Vision.
o'clock, if you're a Hasbro Pulse Premium member, you will be able to pre-order this awesome white Vision, also on the retro card back. The last time
That's
we
nice.
put this figure out, this character out, I should say, was in 2015. And again, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, but Dwight, why don't you take us through Vision here?
Yeah, as you can see, he's got alternate hands, which is always fun for punching or grappling. He's got this kind of white, off-white, two-tone nature to the look of his costume. You can see that across his chest and his shorts and his cape. So it just has a little bit of variation to it.
That's
It was a
really
real
nice.
kind of simple look that we felt would have been a little bit too bland if it was all too white. So we kind of gave him a little bit of a two-tone nature to help those details pop a little bit better. But he looks awesome once again on the card. The West Coast
I
Avengers
love having my
logo
comment
on the
highlighted.
front
It
and
shows
back.
1,400 likes.
Just looks,
first
it's a lot of
second
fun.
it
He's
feels
got his
popular.
weird bare feet.
Welcome
I
to
don't
my
know
world,
why
Bruno.
This version of him didn't wear shoes, but I guess
Not
if
a
you're an
repaint, we
Android,
didn't
you
butter
don't need
holes to
shoes. You
paint
can do
figure.
whatever you want. So
No, I really like this
that's
Vision.
what he do.
Proper
And there
West
you go.
Coast Avengers
Vision in
vibes there.
white.
I know it says it on the box, but yeah, I like it. Anyway, guys,
Yeah, guys. So
unfortunately,
again, starting today at 4
I have to
o'clock
go.
Eastern Standard Time, if you are a
But,
Hasbro
we will
Pulse
be back
Premium
at
member, you will be able
9:30
to
p.m.
pre-order
GMT
the
tonight
White Vision and
for the
Scarlet
Culture
Witch.
Cast to discuss
Make
all the other
sure,
ones I
as
missed
I
out
always
because
say,
they were
you got
lazy
to
and
have
slow.
one in and one
So
out.
we will see you
And,
back here then,
let's build
guys.
that retro card back collection.
Bye.
Brian, I think you're going to introduce our next guest for today. So take it away.